Well, good morning. Welcome to the 13th annual Senior Games Pickleball event. We are here at Jack McLean, and I have with me Mr. Fred Markham. He is the president of the Tallahassee Pickleball Association. We're very happy to have him here with us. He's brought a lot of volunteers. He has played a big role in making the Senior Games run nice and smooth, not only today at the mixed doubles, but yesterday at doubles and the day before at singles. So Fred, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Really glad to be here at this Senior Games event. It's been a lot of fun. A lot of volunteers turned out to help, and the players are just, everybody's playing really well.
Yeah, and we had a really big turnout. As you can see, we have people in the stands. We have, we're still in COVID time, but the big thing is that we're having a good turnout this year. We have on the court right now, Celeste playing with her partner Robert against Judy and Charles. I think that's going to be a good turnout because these four players are good mixed doubles players that know each other and been playing for a while.
Yeah, this is a well-matched pair of teams, and they play regularly together out at Tom Brown Park in open play. We should see a really good match. I expect it to be close.
Yeah, so right now what they're doing, just warming up, feeling each other. As you can see, they're warming up with their partners. So we're about to get started in a second. We have a gentleman on the end right there. If you could look, referee, an official referee, took the test and everything. He's passed. That's Bill. And he's also part of the Tallahassee Pickleball Association. Have gone ahead and, like I said, they really helped us out with the officiating.
Yeah, Bill Strail, we asked Bill Strail to take charge of organizing referees and setting up training sessions for referees. We've got about 6 people who are trained to referee these games. We've been some of it just monitoring, letting the people call their own scores, but in this game here on camera, Bill is going to do the full referee role. He'll call the scores and monitor certain faults, foot faults in the kitchen line, in the non-volley zone line. And then he will help with out calls if one of the teams requests a confirmation of an out call, for example.
All right. Well, I think they're about to get started in a second, so let's see what's going on. Still warming up a little bit. You know, one of the things is that we have been trying to see if we can have this event at Tom Brown Park because we have a permanent courts there, but because of the weather for the last 2 days, well, we have had the fortunate to be able to come inside at Jack McLean. So we thank those guys for allowing us, also Walker Ford, allowing us to come inside and kind of participate using their courts.
Yeah, the Senior Games had been held, I think, generally inside here at Jack McLean. And then with COVID, last year we played at Tom Brown Park. I think everyone enjoyed that the best. We had our 4 dedicated pickleball courts and then set up about 4 more courts, dual-use tennis courts for the matches, and that worked out really well. The weather didn't permit that this year, but we're doing fine with the community center backup. That was good planning on your part, Lenny.
Oh, well, not just mine. You guys, like I said, you guys came together and you helped us out tremendously. As you can see, the players on the court right now, they decided to play, and they're going to get started. Yeah.
Are we ready, Tom?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so they're going to start now. It looks like, based on what is happening, Celeste and her partner Robert is starting to serve, and they're going to make it happen right now.
0-2.
As you can see on that first point, service goes across court each time. The first part of the game, one team serves once. Now Judy is serving first for her team. Okay, that's a great rally to start this off with. We're going to see this kind of play. They may get into a softer game in a little bit, but all of these people on this court like to hit the ball hard.
Judy right there. One of the biggest thing about the game is using what is called a 7-foot area called the kitchen to help reset the point. And the players make, if they don't take their time and reset that ball, they can put themselves in a lot of trouble. And that last one, Judy just did that.
So you notice we've had several rallies now, and the score is 2-0. The reason is that only the serving team scores a point when they win the rally. That was a nice roll shot from Celeste Tibbetts over the net. She took a fairly low ball and was able to get a top spin roll on it for a winner.
Yeah, as you can see, one of the big things is Fred, a lot of times they're hitting that ball right at their feet, making it more difficult for that player to get that ball back.
Just what you said, Leonard, right at Judy's feet.
Yeah.
One of the heuristics of the game is that rules of thumb is that you want to aim at your opponent's feet if you can do so.
Yeah. For those of you who probably play a lot of tennis, you stay back hitting ground. So this game is all about getting to the net like all these players are doing, banging back and forth, and we get the opportunity finishing the point. Right. Robert on that one went a little quick.
Yeah.
So.
You want to, when you're at the kitchen line, it's hard for the opponent to attack your feet is one of the points there.
As you can see, Robert dropped that ball right in the kitchen and made it difficult for Judy to get on that last point.
What we haven't seen yet is them to get into any dinking rallies, which is the soft shots kitchen to kitchen like this. That was a nice reset from Celeste, dropping it into the kitchen off of a hard volley hit to her chest. Put right in the kitchen where Judy had trouble handling it.
Yeah, and as you can see right there, with Robert serving that ball underhand, the receiver has the advantage in coming into that net.
That was a good exchange from Judy and Celeste, with Judy winning that one.
One of the things we kind of really see a lot of times in the game, too, is that the players are touching paddles, kind of making sure that, hey, you keep that confidence up. So that's kind of good.
Yeah. Okay. There's an out ball by Chuck Finkel.
And as you can see,
he may have rushed that shot just a little bit.
Yeah, the other thing is that, the points are going so quick, because we're only playing 11 points, right?
Yeah.
In this particular game, they're playing 2 out of 3 first to 11 points, win by 2.
Oh, nice try by Judy.
Yeah.
Bob kind of crushed that one through the tape. These portable nets have a fairly soft tape that you can drive the ball through, unlike the outdoor courts. Whoops.
Yeah, she in attempting to try to hit that third shot drop, she missed it a little bit.
So we count the shots. The serve here, the return has to bounce, third shot from the serving team, and now they're into the point. And Bob made a nice drive down the middle to finish that point. Right. So there's a 2-bounce rule in pickleball if you're not familiar. The serve has to bounce. We'll count it out this time. The serve, some confusion about that last play on the court. I'm not sure what's going on. Anyway, the serve has to bounce. The receiving team takes it off of the bounce and hits the return shot, we call it. That shot has to bounce on the serving team side, so it's called a 2-bounce rule. And then you go into a point, the ball can be hit out of the air.
A lot of times, as you can see, especially in this particular game, they're not using a lot of the reset, because that's what allows you to not get in trouble, You want to make sure you use that. Like right now, they should be using that third shot. Oh, that was perfectly done, opening up the court.
Right.
He probably didn't take advantage of that, but he opened up the court nicely on that shot.
I couldn't tell if that shot was out.
Yeah,
that must have been out. Yeah. So now we've got Judy Howes and Chuck Finkel serving. First serve. That's a nice third shot drop from Chuck into the kitchen. Now we're dinking. Judy attacked a little bit early that time, I think, and got caught by Celeste.
Yeah, she was a little further back and trying to hit that shot. Right. The other big thing you won't see a lot of in the game, although you would figure they would do it, is that lob.
Right.
The court is so short, you know.
Right. We haven't seen a lob in this game so far. Chuck is a good lobber. We may see one before this match is over, certainly.
That's a good kitchen shot right there.
It's a good little dink rally here, and now we're getting it.
Oh, a little confusion down the middle. Yeah. And that's that one thing we want to make sure we talk, you know. That communication is very key.
One of the vulnerabilities is ball down the middle. Some people say down the middle solves the riddle because it creates confusion.
And it does, it does.
As to who's going to hit it.
And even the top level players, you got to make that same mistake. Ooh.
There's a nice exchange between Judy and Bob came out on top that time.
And one of the things you have to realize, you know, you have from the net down, that's like we call it a red zone. That's the area you want to probably more reset that ball.
Right.
A little higher, about 6 inches, we call it a yellow zone, be a little careful. And then the one that goes up, we call it a cupcake.
Yeah, exactly. Pop-up cupcake.
There it is.
Yeah. In that exchange, Judy hit that first ball. She did a nice reset into the kitchen, and then another ball came back to her, and she attacked it instead of staying with the dink shots.
Right, the reset. You can't rush the point too much in trying to get it into a high zone, else you'll be in trouble.
Okay, Bob Vitti now second server, 9-2.
Yeah, the points are a
nice shot by Celeste. Dropped short, a drive that kind of dipped short into the kitchen. It's a hard shot to make. Maybe not a high percentage shot.
Yeah, and the other thing is that, you know, by not using that reset, you know, you make that point go quickly, and you have taken chances you shouldn't be taking also.
Right.
That was a nice drop.
Yeah,
a nice third shot drop.
Third shot dropped into the kitchen.
Looks like that first game is over.
I think in the second game that we may see Chuck and Judy talk a little bit here about trying to play a softer game. They've got caught on some attacks on low balls. If you hit, Lynn mentioned the red zone. If you hit a ball in the red zone, that means it's below the net, down around your knees. If you attack that ball, if you attack it hard, they can let it go and it will go out. If you don't attack it hard and they're prepared for it, then the opponent can hit down on it or drive it right back at your chest and put you in trouble.
Yeah, and that's where when you see the opponent hitting that ball hard and it gets up to your shoulder, just let it go. The court is so short.
Right.
As you can see, they're taking a little break. The next thing they're going to do is switch sides of the court because you want to make sure that each person has equal opportunity on both sides, right?
Yeah, this is a match of 3 games, up to 3 games.
Right.
The winner of the 2 games out of 3 will win the match. And the games themselves are played to 11, win by 2. After the first game, we switch sides, as we've just done here. And during the third game, if there is one, if Celeste and Bob don't win this game, Chuck and Judy win this game, we'll go to a third game. During that game, we'll switch at 6 points so that each team gets both sides.
That's correct. And one of the things we see that none of them have taken advantage of is that minute between the game that you have 2 1-minute time to kind of put the paddle down and reset to see what's going on. But nobody has done that yet. Nice, that was a good point. As you can see, the clash paddles right there. I'd rather us clash paddles and win the point than both of us look at each other, right?
Right. Very often what happens there is that no one hits the ball. Clashing paddles in the middle is preferable. So
Right.
that at least you get a chance to put it over the net. Celeste is really on her game today. She's had several good rallies like this and brought them off. She's had one of her good days.
Yeah. One of the things
she always has good days.
Yeah.
But this is one of her better days.
One of the things, one of the big strategies you want to use, especially when you're playing mixed doubles, whether it's the man or the woman, you target that one person, make them vulnerable, and then, put them away. Right now, look at Bob was the one.
Bob popped that ball up, and Judy took full advantage of it with a drive back to him that he couldn't handle.
Right.
Another
Nice.
one. Another exchange won by Judy. Still not going to the soft game, though. Watch on this point how Bob returns the serve. He'll probably hit a soft ball back, but deep. Yeah, and now that allows him time to get up to the kitchen line. That was a good reset by Chuck on that last exchange, where the ball was hit low and hard to him, and instead of driving it back, he popped it into the kitchen. They didn't win the point, but he gave him a chance.
Yeah, and that's one of the things they want to make sure. I mean, all the different players want to make sure they do use that kitchen as a reset. If they don't, they're gonna be in trouble. That was a perfect example. You know, Judy was in trouble. Hitting that reset is what she needs to do instead of popping it back up.
Exactly. When you're off balance and try to hit a hard ball, often it will go right up to a person's chest where they can hurt you with it. And there's an example of that. Thank you, Bob and Chuck. Bob hit a weak ball up to Chuck's chest, and Chuck punished it and won the rally. A nice deep return by Chuck.
Yeah.
Judy got away with one there.
And one of the other things is that, as you notice, they only have one chance to serve, so they want to make sure they got a high percentage in that court.
Got some court traffic behind the court, waiting for this. Here we go. Nice dink rally here.
And this is the example of what we're talking about. But Judy went a little quick with that one. She's, keep it the rally, keep the dink rally going until the opportunity presents itself. Right. You might have to hit 30, 40. You know, most of the time on this level, you're not going to hit that many. But the thing is, you want to keep doing it until you have the opportunity.
Conventional knowledge is you keep dinking until you get a ball up that you can attack. What Judy did there was, after 4 or 5 dinks in the rally, she attacked a low ball, which put it on Bob's chest, and he was able to put it away.
And I was talking about that red zone. If it's in there, you got to make sure you follow those rules. That was a good shot. That was a surprising hit right there.
Yeah, there's the exception that makes the rule. Bob took a low ball and put it right over Chuck's shoulder for a passing shot.
But if you notice, he didn't do it that fast, right? So it still had the ability to stay in the court.
He took like 60% power there, so that it stayed in the court. But it was a surprise shot, so that it was able to get past Chuck's.
Yeah, this is one of the things we were talking about in the return, right? You want to make sure you push that player back. If you hit it short, you're going to put yourself in a vulnerable position, and Chuck just did that.
You want to see a long return like that, soft enough that we have time to get to the net, which they did very well. We're going to pop up that Bob finished.
And a lot of time at this level, you're going to see those constant mistakes like that, where the player is just not taking advantage of a high ball, or the player is in a compromised position and they try to do too much to it.
That's right.
A lot of time, that's what we're going to see.
Yeah. We're looking here at 3-5 level, maybe 3-0-3-5 level play here. Very good quality players, consistent shots.
Now that was a cupcake.
Now there's one that Chuck really wants back. He'd love to put that ball away down the middle.
Yeah.
Okay, here's a 1-minute timeout.
Yeah. This is what we talked about. Remember, you said the number use.
Take advantage of your timeout.
You know, you're losing. You need to reset yourself, you and your partner. As you can see, they're talking here. What can we do different? Because what we're doing right now is not working.
It's not working.
It's not working.
Chuck is probably right now saying, let's be patient in the dink rallies and wait for a pop-up to attack, which is what Bob and Celeste are pretty much doing. When the dinking starts, they're staying with it until they get a pop-up to attack.
Exactly.
And that's really working for them.
And the other thing you notice is that if you look at the far end, with Robert and Celeste, they got that ball underneath the paddle. That lets us know who's still serving.
Right. It's often confusing, especially for non-professional players. You go off the court for a timeout, you come back, who's serving? And where do I belong? by leaving the paddle, your paddle in your spot with the ball under for the server. It helps you get back in the game quick.
Exactly like they just did.
Here's a lob, maybe our first lob for today, and Chuck handled that very well.
Right, and that's one of the things, right? You see an opponent looking up with a paddle up in the air. You don't want to look at that. You want to back up, you know.
Right, yeah.
So let's didn't back up on that one, and that's what happened in that exchange right there.
It was probably ill-advised. It's a lob from deep in the court. It's hard to get that over an experienced player's head. Oh, what a great
That's a
get
good
by
get.
Bob.
That's a good get.
And a super reaction by Judy. Good rally.
That was a very good
A
ride.
little
That's
bit on the frantic side.
a lot of quick reaction, you know.
That was the first lob we've seen in this game. Let's see if we get one from the kitchen line. A surprise lob from the kitchen line is much more effective than a lob from deep in the court.
Yeah, but it's a slow ball. You have a little more time. So in that one right there, you tried
Got
that
20
third
more
shot.
feet to get ready for it. Yeah.
Exactly. As you can see, one of the
Judy
big things-
serving here. Okay, we're going to redo that serve. There was a ball on the court from an adjacent court. Nice deep serve by Judy. Short return.
Oh, paid for that high ball again.
Okay. And we're helping out with the ball here.
You know, one thing that I said I really like about that Celeste and Robert is that they're the clashing paddles constantly. It's nothing like when you're in a game and you're down, you're caught a clash paddle. It makes you feel like, okay, they're still with me.
We're going aggressive after the ball.
Right. But as you can see, they're falling back, right? Look at, oh, we got to get the ball.
Here we go. Found the job I can do. Okay, ball's back on the court. Here we go. Bob is serving. Bob has a nice, flat, deep serve. And then his third shot dropped this time. Yeah, his third shot this time was a drive. And there was a drive off a short return. If you can get a short return coming back to the server, often they'll drive that hard across the net.
Yeah, and that's why.
Good deep return from Chuck. And Bob hit that one out.
But you saw he was trying to attempt another lob from that distance, right?
That's right.
And like we spoke about, you have so much more time to see that lob. It's not effective.
Not going to be effective. Yeah.
That's a deep return. Third shot, low.
That was close.
That was close. I don't know what to call on that one. She kind of hesitated a little bit, so I wasn't sure.
They're discussing the time. Yeah.
Okay, it was called out.
Yeah. Now, on an out call, the other team can ask the referee if they think it was close. Did you see that? Was it in or out? Generally, there's no correction needed because people almost universally make good out calls. You seldom see mistaken out calls. And generally, anybody who does make a mistake on an out call will correct it themselves when they realize. That's a great get by Chuck.
Yeah.
Notice how he danced across the red kitchen line when he hit that ball. It's a volley shot, and when you're volleying, you can't go into the kitchen, even fall into the kitchen after the shot. Chuck was very acrobatic there to get that shot in and dance out of the court without going into the kitchen.
Yeah, and that's one of the things.
Twinkle toes.
And that's one of the things we talked about, right? That although we call it the kitchen, the actual legal name for it is the non-volley zone.
Non-volley zone.
Right? And that means, like you just said, you know, if he volleys that ball, meaning hit the ball in the air, while he's in that location or on the line, he's going to lose the point. So that's why Twinkle Toes decided to do that.
That's right. Or even after you hit it, if your momentum causes you to follow it, it's a fault.
That's absolutely correct. Now, this is a very rare thing to see where a person just misses the ball in the serve.
Especially Chuck. He has. I play singles with Chuck a lot. He has such a consistent serve, normally deep and hard.
All right. And I think he's playing down this year too, because Chuck is what's
In age group. Chuck is 80. He's pickleball 80 this year.
Yeah.
Okay, that ends the game, and I think that Bob and Celeste kind of had their way in this match.
It's quick. It doesn't last like a tennis match an hour and a half. It's quick, fast.
Right. Yeah.
So
They can. Sometimes you'll get a team. You'll get where the side outs come back to back for a while, and you hang on a score. But generally, these games generally last less than 10 minutes.
Correct.
The game to 11.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that makes it real fun, right? You know, you don't have to be out there all day playing. You can do multiple games, and it's a lot more social when it comes to having fun as you're going back and forth with each other. So that's a big thing about
Got
it.
a visit from Deb here.
He'll high-five me.
All day.
Wanna borrow a sling?
No. Yeah,
One of our injured players has
Yes.
come up and offered us a sling.
So yeah.
The nice thing about the short games in pickleball is that you can have, because they're short games, you can have an open play session where 20 people can be served on 4 courts. 4 courts at Tom Brown Park will serve. I think so, Deb. We're on.
We're on camera. You have to go that way.
Local TV, guys. You gotta love it.
So yeah, the match is over now, right? So the thing is, we're gonna have another match come on in a few minutes, and we're probably gonna see the same kind of cadence of how they're
Right.
doing it, because at the end of the day, it's pretty much all the same level. You know?
Now, if it's another winner's bracket match, it'll be once again 2 games out of 3 played to 11. Each game win by 2. If we get an opportunity bracket match, which I think we have coming here, this is Ryan and Sue. Maybe they're just warming up. I don't know.
Players.
If it's
Is it in?
No.
You stopped it? Okay, good. Good.
are we
You
still on?
You stopped it, right?
I just take one person to tell me. But we do need the next
Talk. Just been told that we should still be talking here. So we've got a warm up going on here for another match. I'm not sure if this is a winner bracket match or an opportunity bracket match. Opportunity bracket used to be called the losers bracket. In the opportunity bracket, they play 1 game, 15 points, win by 2, and the teams will exchange sides at 8 points. Okay. And I refereed a match earlier with Kirk and Tammy, I believe, on the left here warming up if the camera's on them. And Sue and Ryan on the other side. These are really strong teams. We should see a great match here. But these teams can both hit the ball hard and return hard hit balls. They can also dink. They've got good control, putting softballs into the kitchen. And not sure how long it's going to be before this game starts. We've got Bill Strail coming back to referee the match. We're soon going to be hearing from Ann Davis, who used to be a tennis coach at FSU and is now one of our better pickleball players and one of the instructors for City of Tallahassee, who teaches beginner lessons and intermediate beginner lessons, runs clinics and round robins. The city has really picked up here in the last year or so, and coming out of COVID time, they've really picked up the pace of offering instruction and offering opportunities to have local competitions. And we've got 4 new instructors, Barb Cairns, who you will also be visiting with us here shortly, Mike Dennison, who is an instructor and does some training also at the Northside Community Center, which is a private center here that has pickleball courts. They're talking about building outdoor covered pickleball courts, maybe breaking ground this summer. That's an exciting new breakthrough for us. Tom Saxton is another instructor that they've hired. So with Ann, Tom, Mike, and Barbara, the 4 new instructors supporting Lennon, they're able to offer a lot of clinics and guided play, round robins with guided play. And this is important because the pickleball community is really, really growing fast here. We had a recent development, Winthrop Park, which is a tennis facility. It's got 2 enclosed areas with 3 tennis courts each on them. We had hoped to get some dedicated pickleball courts in one of those tennis courts, but they've done a really nice job, the city, of adding pickleball lines in a color that's not obtrusive so that the tennis players are not impaired by it, and the pickleball players are able to use it. Tennis nets are higher than pickleball nets, so there's a tie-down system that we use that brings the center of the net down from 36 inches to 34 for pickleball, and brings the nets at the pickleball court sidelines down to 36 inches. These tie-downs are, once they're adjusted, are simple to use. Merely set 3 clips in place on the tennis net. You play in pickleball, take those clips off, and you're back to tennis court size net. You can probably tell from the on-camera games that you're watching, the pickleball court is a good deal narrower than a tennis court. Tennis court is, I think, 34 feet wide. Pickleball court is 20 feet wide. I think the singles tennis court is 27 feet wide, actually. Pickleball court is 44 feet long, and on each side of the net, there's a 7-foot non-volley zone that Lennon was talking about earlier. It's set off here by a red line. A person can step into that non-volley zone to hit a ball that's bounced. But if you're volleying a ball out of the air, you've got to stay behind the red line. The foot can't go onto the line. That's a fault. If you hit a volley, at the time you hit the volley, or after you hit the volley, if your momentum carries you in, that's a fault. You hit the volley, back out, reestablish your feet, and then go back to playing in the volley for bounced balls. Okay, we've got the game about to start here. We've got Sue going to serve. Sue and Ryan serving at 0-0-2. And a short hold up for the production crew. Ryan, you see some antics out of Ryan on the court. He is entertaining to watch play. Okay, here we have Barbara Cairns. She's a kindergarten teacher at the Clay School, and she's one of the local staunch pickleball supporters. She runs tournaments for the Big Bend pickleball, I guess you call them Big Bend area pickleball tournaments.
Yep.
Got one coming up soon, in fact, right, Barbara?
Yes, we got a tournament coming up April 8th through 10th in Thomasville, so hope we get some players there. We're getting ready just to watch about a match that these teams are fighting their way back to the brackets, the winter brackets, in the 50 to 54 age bracket, and they've ended up in the opportunity bracket, but they're working their way up to try to play for maybe a bronze medal or a silver or gold.
Right.
So we've got Tammy and Kirk against Ryan and Sue.
Right.
We got some St. George. We got strong teams. We got some St. George Island folks, and we've got some Tallahassee players in this match.
The 50-54 bracket is really strong this year.
Okay.
So here's a case where there's a ball on the court. If it had interfered with play, often a hinder would be called and you'd redo the point. This is a case where the play was really over before the ball rolled on, so no hinder. Kirk serving at 0-0-1. Fairly short return.
Ryan was paddle ready at the net and then puts it away.
Okay, I think this is typical of the kind of rally we're going to see in this game.
Yes, definitely. There's a lot of banging going on, Fred.
Right. Both these teams can dink, Barbara, but they are bangers at heart, I think.
They are. They like that hard, fast game. Sue is quite a tennis player, and she's got definitely an unconventional stroke that she likes to use, because I've played against her today. She does a nice top spin, and she gets a nice line shot if you give her the opportunity.
Yeah. There we saw a real deceptive inside-out shot from Ryan to dump the ball in the kitchen right on the sideline.
All right, Sue's serving. She's getting a nice top spin and a deep serve on Kirk. Oh, just out. Going for that high risk, high reward shot.
Yeah.
See where you are?
Yes. Those line shots are great if you get them, but
If you make them.
they are
That's
risky.
right.
They are risky. All right, we got a little
Excitement here.
excitement, man on the court, but I think we're all right. Pickleball's always interesting.
Win Langley, one of our volunteers who is calling in the scores so that your on-screen scoreboard stays synchronized with the referee.
All right, we got some banging going on. Oh, just out. Tammy hits the ball a little bit out of bounds.
Keep looking to see somebody reset this ball into the kitchen and get a dink rally started.
Well, if I was in there, that's what I'd do for sure, Fred.
That's right. That's Barbara.
That's my
Barbara's
game.
style is the soft game, dinking.
Yes.
We'll see if these guys get to that. These guys are all capable of dinking.
Oh, absolutely. All right, so keeping score is often tricky for players, and I see we got a little bit of that going on, but I think they recalibrated here. All right, Sue with that little top spin just hit the net. You always want a nice little net hopper to go over. Hard for your opponents, for sure. All right, we got Kirk serving to Ryan. Tammy hits it back to Sue. Oh, and Ryan puts it away.
Nice exchange.
Still no dink.
Right.
No reset.
Susan started that with an attack on Kirk. Kirk popped it up
All
to
right,
Ryan.
we got
Ryan put
Tammy
it right
serving.
away.
Nice serve to Sue. Sue hits that little spin shot back. Ryan's ready with the poke and puts it away.
Sue's returns are coming a little bit short. That can be punished with some sharp angle shots. They haven't done that yet. We'll see if they pick up on that.
Well,
later
and you want
in
to
the
keep your
game.
serve back or your return back because you don't want to welcome anybody up to that front line. Oh, Kirk puts away a nice. He was ready, paddle ready at the net. Puts away at Sue's
Over
feet.
5 or 6 bang bang rally there.
All right, Sue serving to Tammy now.
Nice deep serve.
Oh, Tammy gets a little net
good
hopper.
You know what? She almost got that second hop.
Go, Tammy.
But that was a great try.
She got a nice little tape shot right over the top of the net. She's trying to pep up the crowd. All right, we had a nice little two-handed backhand with Kirk. Ooh,
Lob from deep. Ryan was able to handle.
nice little angle on Kirk. Kirk did a two-handed backhand, which you don't see most players doing.
Managed to stay out of the kitchen doing that. That was had needed a little fancy footwork there to keep himself out of the fault.
Those two-handed backhands will give you a little extra power, but it's hard to get two hands on those little handles.
Little pickleball paddles, yeah.
All right, Tammy with her turn hits the net. She kind of got jammed up a little bit, little chicken wings on that one.
Yeah, she could let the ball get into her instead of taking it out front.
Absolutely.
You generally want to take the ball out front where you have better control of the shot. Short serve,
right, and she just
short
made
return.
Yeah. Oh, she gets two net.
Another net drop.
She gets a net hopper
what we
again,
have
2
here-
in a row. We got Ryan
what we have
adding a little
here-
comedy.
Ryan was asking if the ball was in or out. He was essentially challenging the call with the referee, and I think the referee ruled it out.
I think he did a reset, a do-over. She got a do-over serve, which I'm not sure why exactly on that call, but I think they agreed to do it over.
There's a surprise lob from the kitchen line, but Sue
And
was up to
oh,
it. And then Sue got away with a shot there. She lobbed from deep to
He's rather
Kirk, who
tall.
is a tall player.
I believe the ball hit his handle on that one, and so he didn't get in the sweet spot of the paddle. So that's kind of the result. A little net shot. All right, Ryan with the ball out.
Ryan
Got
hit
a
the
little
sweet spot on
overanxious.
that shot, too.
Got to keep it middle, get that paddle middle.
He's telling himself more of a roll on the next one.
Yeah, he's
And
practicing that mid shot. All right, Sue with a nice serve.
Good deeper serve that time.
Kirk is paddle ready.
Okay, there was a good opportunity when Sue could have reset that shot. Instead, she took a low ball and drove it high into Kirk's chest. He was ready for it and put it
Yeah,
away.
he is ready at that net. And if you raise it a little bit, I learned by experience with him, if you raise it up a little bit, he's going to finish the point.
Now, is your team is in this
We are in this bracket. This is the age 50 to 54 bracket, and we fortunately are still in the winners bracket.
You've
So
won.
we are awaiting these teams to play it out so we can play for gold and silver. Or play for gold, I should say.
So the winner of this game will be,
Well, the winner of this game will then play Luzette and Joseph,
okay.
and then the winner of that game will play us. We did not end up in the opportunity bracket today. Jeff and I had a great day today,
I
so
saw your first matches. You guys were awesome.
thank you.
So the loser of this game will go home or stay and watch the rest of the teams play, hopefully.
Yeah, this is a double elimination tournament today. So they are, you win, you lose twice. You're observers after that. Oh, Kirk just hits a little tricky serve, but it goes into the net. Slide out. We're having some nice long rallies here. The score is still at a 1-3-1 or 1-3-2 now because Sue hit it in the net. But when you have extended rallies like that, your game point scores don't raise up very quickly.
Right. Another short serve.
All right,
This
Ryan
one was
did a nice
surprise
lob
from the net.
inbounds. Nope.
Ooh, there's one Ryan.
It's a little
wants
tricky
back.
on this court we're playing because there are two little lines that are next to each other, but the
That was-
red is
Good setup play from Ryan to get the surprise lob and then the dink, but then he missed his opportunity to put it away.
he did have a great setup.
Yeah.
There you go. Put it away. Nice fast hands at the net. Ryan hits a little bit out of bounds.
Well, Barb, we have yet to see a dink rally in this game.
I'm waiting because you know that's my love language, Fred. And you know, I have not seen it
I
yet.
think they're in the don't even think about it mode out there at this
I
point.
think so. Well, you know, sometimes over technique, I kind of have a mantra of keeping it in play. You know, I think just don't.
Well, there's a strategy there to keep the ball in play, make the other team hit one more shot, and let
Right.
them be the ones to make a mistake.
That's right.
And it's an effective strategy if you've got
You gotta be patient.
patience.
Yes.
There was a great dig out by Kirk.
I feel like my kindergarten teaching experience helps with the patience like in pickleball. So I have a little edge in that department, I guess.
Okay, Kirk to serve.
I think he's served.
Kirk serve 5-1-2 there.
Yep. And because this team's in the opportunity bracket, they're going to play to 15, one match only. Great placement. So, you know, sometimes during pickleball, teams will call a timeout to kind of try to slow a point
Right.
rally. So, to me, if they make this point, I would be close to calling a timeout because they've got the momentum. And it's a great way to end a momentum shift. So, look for the other
Ryan
team.
went
Look
with
for
that
Ryan.
inside-out shot
He sure
twice.
did.
The first one was great, right on the outside line. The second one, unfortunately, didn't clear the net.
All right, score 7-1-2. Kirk serving.
Now, 8 points, they'll switch side. First team to 8.
Yes. And here's the good thing. You know, when you switch
So Ryan, sorry,
sides at 8, you get a little minute timeout.
yeah. Tammy's having fun out there.
Yeah.
She is a very good sport. She was so complimentary to the other team when they won in their first match.
Ooh, we got a nice little lob just out. Well, Tammy and her partner won silver yesterday in the women's doubles.
In the women's doubles.
Yep, absolutely. And Ryan won gold with his partner. So we got some good battles going on here.
Ryan played yesterday, the matches Ryan played that I got to watch, he was playing his best pickleball ever, I think. I see him play a lot, and he was just really on his game yesterday.
That's why we call it pickleball, Fred, right?
Pickleball.
That's right. Sometimes we have days that we're on, and some days we have days we're off. All right. We got a nice little bang bang rally going here. Ooh.
There's never a doubt if it's in or out when Ryan is calling.
Yep. Well, that is what you're supposed to do. Make a nice loud
Right.
call and be certain of your call. All right. We got Kirk serving at 7-1-2. Sue with the nice little return, a little short return, but she definitely puts that little cut on it, and
Yeah,
it's deceiving.
I think the slice got Kurt on that one.
Yeah, her slices definitely will get you because they got me a couple times. All right, side out. Ryan serving, trying to keep
Nice
this ball
deep return
going.
from Tammy.
Oh, we had a ball
We'll
hindrance
redo
on the
this
court.
point. There's a
Yeah.
hinder with the ball rolling on the court from an adjacent match.
And you know, you always want to call it because of safety, and also it's a distraction. All right, we got a point for Ryan and Sue. It's 2-7-1. Ryan being the first server.
2-9, I think.
No, because they would have each
Oh,
2-7.
2-7.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
I think ate his Wheaties this morning, so he's got a couple out balls in a round game.
Got the better of a couple of hard
I
exchanges.
think that would have been a perfect time to reset. What do you think, Fred?
Yes. We're not going to be seeing resets in this game. I don't think. That was a great get by Sue to get to that ball.
Sue, really quick on her feet. Tammy getting a
Good
little
defensive
lob over
lob
his
from
head.
Ryan there.
All right. Lobbing to Kirk. Makes for a tricky shot.
Well, they're getting away with this. Those are high balls that could be put
I would
away,
say
but
that was
she's
about
hitting it hard enough that Kirk's having trouble.
10 plus hit rally on that one, wouldn't you say,
Yeah,
Fred?
I say so. Strong shots
Sue
too.
with a nice return. Ryan ready
Well, there
at the
wasn't
net.
much doubt about that put away.
No.
Ryan,
Sue and Ryan definitely have the momentum now. They're coming
Yeah.
back a little bit.
Both feet
5'7",
left
we've
the
got a
ground
short
there.
margin. Yeah, he doesn't need to jump because he's tall as it is, but he sure likes to.
okay, they're on a good run here.
They are on a run. They've definitely got the momentum. This might have been a good time for Tammy and Kirk to call a
Call a
timeout.
timeout. That's what I was thinking too. They've had
We're at 6-7-1. I believe.
good surprise lob from the.
I believe I just saw.
That was great play by
I
Ryan.
believe I just saw a third shot drop and a short dink right there. Did you see it, Fred?
Yep,
And guess what? They got a point on it.
great setup from Ryan.
That's right. That's the beauty of the dink. You set up your partner and let them finish it. All right, we're gonna have Sue serving now. I think we're at 7-7. Yeah, we got 7-7. We got ourselves a match now. All right. Oh, Ryan with the hand switch. Ryan trying to switch hands right there instead of using a backhand, which sometimes works and sometimes doesn't.
And some people are ambidextrous and some people are ambivalent. I think Ryan falls in between.
I think so. It's not always the best idea because it puts you kind of in a
Great
compromise.
drop by Ryan. The super dig by Tammy. This is
Yeah.
a good exchange.
It's a great exchange.
Ryan wants that one back.
Ryan a
After
little bit
two
over on Sue's
really
side
fine
and
shots.
hit the net a little bit, but
Fred, are you playing today?
Yes, I'm playing probably at 10:30. Oh, that time's gone, isn't it? I'm playing. There's
got a
another
nice
match before me, and I
exchange
play the
going on.
winners. My partner and I play the winners of that match, so I'm not sure when it will be.
We need to
It's kind of fun.
interview Christy Carter from
I think a little confusion on the hand
Oh,
signals
yeah.
for out in, but
I bring her in any time because I'm sure my match is coming up.
all right, we're switching sides. So one side has gotten 8. So I believe we have 8-7 going on here. We got a nice back and forth match.
Turned into a heck of a match.
Oh, definitely. We had a large margin, and that's the beauty of pickleball. It's never over till it's over.
Right. How many times have you seen during recreational play a team come back from 10-1 down to win 11,
Absolutely.
12-10?
That's why you never relax, you know? You take it seriously the whole time. All right. Got Ryan with a nice little overhead.
Got full wind up on that one.
Yeah, Sue set her up there on that one. That was a great setup and a good finish. 7-8 line.
And gets a nice deep serve. Middling return. There's a good defensive lob from Sue.
Let's give a shout out to all the
Difficult
volunteers too. We got lots of volunteers helping monitor courts, which we appreciate them. They help keep things running smoothly.
Ryan just missed by inches on his sideline shot.
All right. Had some good communication from Ryan. It's really important to have communication with your partner because the assumption is one team member might get it, but it's not always accurate, you know. And so communication is definitely key when you're playing. All right.
Both these teams have good court sense. You see them positioning well,
Nice deeper
covering
turn
for
by
each other.
Ryan. I think it did a little spin out on the return.
Yep. Tammy gets a decent deep
Nice
serve.
deep serve. We got 8-7 going on. Sue with the return. Kirk has an overhead and hits it out a little bit.
Ryan and Sue caught a break there. Kirk had a good chance at an overhead and just missed.
We see a lot of line shots attempts. The hitting to the middle
Lower
is
percentage. Yeah.
low percentage, but hitting to the middle is always a good idea.
These teams are returning the overhead slams going into the middle. Teams are returning them still. That's your higher percentage shot.
Absolutely. No chance of getting it out there unless it's the back line, right?
Right.
All right, we got 8-8.
Ryan is so flexible for a big guy.
Yeah, you can get down low.
Yeah, he can get down low. He was down on one knee to take that shot.
Again, these teams are fighting for a chance to play for a medal. This is the game where
The winner of this match goes to the bronze medal
Medal
match, I
match.
guess, right?
yes. And if you do not win this match, you will not get to play anymore
We'll
today.
sit on the
this is
bleachers and enjoy the rest of the matches.
yeah, this is a crucial game. Look at that. We got a court in the middle where somebody's on there. Woo, the crowd's cheering because I have to say we had Mark Gargiulo that hit 2 shots from his bottom. Literally sitting on the
In an
court.
adjacent court, I don't know if it's on the camera.
I don't
We
know
had
either, but he got it
Mark
in.
Gargiulo
Props to Mark.
sitting on the court playing pickleball.
Got it in, and they
won the point.
They won the point. What a shot! All right, we had a little net shot from Kirk. We got 12-8.
So Ryan and Sue have really come back
They
in a
have
big
come
way.
back.
in
They
this.
were down. Oh,
You can probably tell by that. Oh my God!
Oh, my
that
goodness,
was
yeah.
a miss that Ryan didn't think he should have missed.
he had it was juicy, it was up there, and he had his eye on it. All right, so we got 12-8-2. Again, Ryan and Sue were down 1-7.
Good catch, Bob.
Oh, Ryan making a drive-by of the commentating table.
Well, that was entertaining,
Yeah.
acrobatic.
You should have fun when you're playing pickleball too, right?
We do
It's
have
about
fun playing pickleball.
Always great people and fun. All right, again, we got good communication. Making sure who's getting the ball. I believe it's 13-8-2 now. Couple
These
points.
hard rallies, early in the game, the hard rallies were going to Kirk and Tammy. Late in the game, since the
comeback, right?
since the comeback started at about 4 points, the hard rallies are going more so to Ryan and Sue.
Tammy with a nice deep overhead to Sue. Got Ryan
That was a
paddle
great dig
ready.
out by
Ooh, with
Ryan.
another hand
Change
switch,
of
that
hands.
one worked. And then
Okay, that was an awesome rally by
there you
Ryan,
go.
and they won the
That's
game.
game. Ryan and
15 to
8, I
8,
believe.
maybe 15 to 8. That was an awesome game.
yeah.
And the finale there with Ryan making about 3, digging the ball out,
Including a hand switch, right?
making another get off of a hard drive back to his chest, catching the pop up and driving it through the middle of the court.
And
was
nice,
a
they
great way to
greeted
end
each
the
other
game.
with a nice little paddle tap in the middle of the court. Yeah, and they
Yeah, these 4
have a
people,
little
good
talk with Bill the
sportsmanship
volunteer.
from all of these
Oh
teams.
yeah, that's what pickleball's all about.
Fred, I still need to
Oh, you still need me?
do the interview with Chrissy from the senior center.
Oh, okay. Hi, Christy. Hi. Who's interviewing whom?
I think we met a couple years ago when we did this the first time, but I don't think we.
I've never done this.
You have, but I thought, didn't you come in your RV or something? You've never been.
Over
Oh, alrighty.
Okay, we have Christy Carter here, director of the senior center.
Oh no, sir. I'm assistant program supervisor
The
over
assistant
at the
program
senior.
super-
Assistant program supervisor over at the senior center. So glad to be with y'all. Move a little closer. All right.
So is the senior games a senior center operation? You all run the senior games, the larger
It is
event?
a partnership with our whole City of Tallahassee Parks, Recreation, and Neighborhood Affairs. So with that, we are a part of that. We are a piece, just like where we are here today at Jack McLean. We all fall under that Parks, Recreation, and Neighborhood Affairs.
Okay. So you're working with Cindy Mead? who
We
I
do
think
work
is-
with Miss Cindy Mead, yes.
She is directing the overall senior games. I think.
We all do it as a team effort.
Okay.
Our director, Miss Sheila Salyer, over the senior center, and then I have a little piece of it, and then we have communications folks within our office. We also have some volunteers that help with photographs and whatnot, and we've been able to post many of those photos already on our Tallahassee Senior Center Facebook page, so go out, check those out.
We saw several of our pickleball players have won medals, also in beanbag toss, bowling. I think they played horseshoes but didn't win any medals there. But there's a lot of events in the senior games.
Yes, we have.
Not just pickleball.
Yes, 11 different venues. But I think we added an extra venue this year because we were able to add Walker Ford yesterday for the ladies, but also 15 different sports. So very exciting with that. And some of the folks did win in at the horseshoes. Miss Sylvia and Randy Yarbrough.
Sylvia Yarbrough?
Yes,
Randy?
yes.
Okay.
I know that they were out there and won some medals. I got to see some pictures of that, and they have been a lovely couple to meet this year with the senior games.
Heard a funny story about bowling with the Yarbroughs. Sylvia was competing in the bowling, hadn't bowled a lot. Randy was up showing her how to bowl, telling her what to do, and he goes and sits down and watches. She wins a gold medal, and he's sitting dumbstruck and says, "You've been cheating on me. I thought you were playing pickleball and you've been out bowling."
Fun times. Yes, we do still have bowling tomorrow being Friday over at the Capitol Lanes. Folks are welcome to come out and support in that particular. We got doubles and mixed doubles tomorrow.
So at Capitol Lanes.
Yes, over at Capitol Lanes here in Tallahassee.
All right. So swimming is another big event,
Yes.
and Mark Gargiulo, among others, swim in those events. Mark, I think, is in kind of a perennial medal winner, and last year set some records for his age group.
Excellent.
He tells me that he's laying on the court again over there trying to
is
play,
he
but this time he
again?
didn't get the ball.
Definitely some good rallies going on out here this morning on the pickleball court, and just the families that come together to help support and each other. This is the sport that is most recruiting. I have just become eligible to participate in the senior games. I turned the magical 50 this year and competed in bag toss. But I will tell you, the pickleball players, are you playing yet? Are you playing next year kind of thing? So definitely a very welcoming athletes to the sport of pickleball. I know over at the senior center we do offer lessons on Wednesdays. We have a volunteer, Charles, from 11:30 to 12. We offer lessons, and then we have play on Wednesdays and Fridays from 11:30 to 4. So come and join us over at the senior center.
Senior Center is where I started playing pickleball, and my wife just began pickleball recently. We went over there and played. The lessons, I hear a lot of good things about the lessons, and then there's open play where you play a game, you come off the court, wait your turn, play another game, so you get to rest and watch other players, socialize with the other pickleball players, discuss your game, what you need to work on, and all of that. It's a lot of fun. It's a good place to go and play pickleball. And it's a nice long session from 11:30 to 4.
Yes, and that's a
2 days a
$2
week,
suggested donation with that. And with that, it allows us the opportunity to have that play, have that fellowship. We are very recreation, where we understand sometimes that other places there's a little more competitive. So definitely a great place to learn, see friends, catch up.
Absolutely.
But we also rotate through. We do play doubles over there. We don't do the singles because we do want to encourage enough people to have a opportunity to have time on the court.
So just a question for you, Christy. Are you going to take up pickleball yourself now?
You know, many years ago, I started over at the senior center about 10 years ago. We did get a little lesson from Mr. Barry Powers. Barry is no longer playing, but he is here today supporting his fellow friends. I would have to say I would need to take a few more lessons from Charles. I just cannot get my head wrapped around this scoring. I did play, of course, I'm a local kid, played over at Leon High School. Coach Coffey, she tried, bless her soul, she has since passed away, but Coach Coffey tried teaching me tennis, and my balls would wind up in the middle of Tennessee Street. So I've always been a little challenged with the racket, but I am willing to try again. Willing to try, I can say that.
You mentioned pickleball people being welcoming.
Yes.
This is a great community, pickleball community here in Tallahassee. There are hundreds of players. I moved here 3 years ago, knew nobody. started playing pickleball, and within weeks got dozens of acquaintances, and within a few months dozens of friends. And now, just people. It's kind of a tight knit community.
Yes.
You're always meeting somebody new. A lot of new pickleball players joining all the time. But it's a great way to meet people, have fun,
Yes.
And as you said, fellowship with your fellow pickleball players.
And that's the nice thing too. Here in Tallahassee, we can play 7 days a week. We have outdoor courts, we have indoor courts here at this lovely place at Jack McLean. We're very fortunate that our community centers do have the portable nets and the lines marked so that we can play. Yes, summer can be a little more challenging because it is all about the summer playground program, but we also try to accommodate where we can at other locations as well.
Okay, Christy, this has been fun chatting. I think they want us to do play-by-play. You want to join me for play-by-play on this game?
I don't know that I would be the best person, so I'm going to turn it over to you.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Well, nice talking with you, Christy.
Yes, you too, sir. Thank you much.
See you over at the Senior Center one of these days
Sounds
soon.
great. All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye. Well, there was a great finish of a rally from Ann Davis, who used to be the tennis coach at FSU years ago, women's tennis coach. Christian Weiss getting ready to serve now. Serving 0-1-1. First you call the serving team score. There was a very nice inside-out overhead slam from Vicky Pokes. First we'll call the serving team score 0, the receiving team score 1, and 2 means that Ann was the second server. A nice dink from Vicky, another dink from Ann. Christian gets a chance and puts the ball away. So in these dink rallies, you play a soft game back and forth patiently, sometimes more patiently than others. And then when someone pops one up high above the net, the other team will hit down on it. And that's your goal in a dink rally, is to get a chance to hit down on the ball. Vicky's unhappy with that dink. She got it just a bit wide. And serving 2-1-2 now. Short serve. Nice third shot drop into the kitchen. Joe popped the third shot up. Christian put it away. Lob serve deep from Ann. And Vicky just misjudged it. Can be a little bit difficult to see in here. The visibility, the lighting is a little bit low. Joe returns short and hits. In that exchange, Joe was able to pull it off. Side out now means that Vicky is serving as first server. 1-4-1, 1 meaning first server. Deep return from Christian. Vicky does a lob from the baseline, and we have a hinder from the ball rolling onto the court. So this will be a redo. Vicky serving again, 1-4-1. Short serve, Christian gets it. Good athletic pickup. And Vicky's third shot is long over the baseline. Joe will serve now, 1-4-2. Second server. Lob return from Ann. She's at the net. Oh, and a little miscommunication in the middle there between Vicky and Joe. There was a nice exchange from Christian and Vicky. Vicky didn't quite pick up that last shot, but Ebo Barefoot joining me at the mic.
Well, thank you, Fred. It's great to be here at the Capital City Senior Games.
Ebo is one of these pickleball players who participates in many of the Senior Games events, has already medaled in track and bag toss, and what else?
Oh, let's
Bowling?
see. Well, no, we'll do bowling Friday night,
Okay.
mixed and doubles. And then we've got basketball on Saturday. But we've got some great games going here, don't we, Fred?
sure have.
Amazing play.
We just finished a really nice match in the 50-54 losers bracket, opportunity bracket.
Great.
And here we have the, I think this 65-69 age group here. Ann Davis serving, 7-1-2. Good deep return from Vicky. Nice dink.
Oh, great hands. Great
Good hands by Christian at the net.
Yes.
A little bit of a sharp exchange. Now we're switching sides because this is the opportunity bracket. 1 game to 15, win by 2. So at score of 8, first team to reach 8, we switch sides. Referee will adjust his clipboard to get everything sorted out so he's oriented correctly to the court. And then he'll, referee calls the score and they serve.
Oh, great
Nice
get
sharp
by
attack
Joe.
by Christian.
Very
By
nice shot.
Joe. Christian got the ball up a little bit high to Joe, and Joe has a nice backhand slap shot. When he's at the net, he is very quick to slap the ball down. Deep lob from Christian.
Oh,
Vicky had a very acrobatic overhead shot there.
yes, and it was
Vicky
very
is a
effective.
contortionist with the paddle sometimes, and that was one of her overhead twisting, very nice, powerful slams for a winner. A little confusion on who's going to serve. Now we're set. Here goes Vicky. A little bit wide from Vicky. Joe will be the second server now. Joe has not been playing very long, only a few months, and he has come on really fast, learning to play pickleball. Deep return from Christian. Oh, Joe gets a nice third shot drop, dipping into the kitchen. Hard for Ann to handle. Oh, thank you, Karen.
You're welcome.
Do you need one?
I'm good, thank you. I appreciate it. Oh, nice
That was
overhead
a
by
nice
Ann.
exchange. Joe was hanging with it there momentarily, but then he got one up high to Ann, and she knows what to do with those. Boom. Christian serving 8-3-1. Short serve, short return, nice net drop.
Boy, the net can really be our friend or an enemy, can't it, Fred?
Right. Christian may be thinking now it wasn't his friend.
Exactly.
Ann goes with the third shot drive. The fifth shot lob that doesn't make it outside the court. Turning the ball over to Vicky, 3-8-1, first serve. Vicky has a nice top spin serve. Now there's an example of a short lob that got punished with an overhead. It was a defensive lob. Joe didn't have a lot of opportunity with that ball. He did what he could, but it came up short. And I'm not even sure whether Christian or Ann put it away.
Oh, another great shot
Another
by
good-
Vicky.
Another excellent third shot drop, wasn't it?
Yes, excellent.
Vicky has fun on the court.
Yes, Yes, you
Joe
did.
makes a nice third shot drop.
Oh, very effective lob by Joe. Great return.
Perfect lob. Nice surprise lob from the NVZ. When you lob from the non-volley zone line, it's much more effective than a deep lob because the other team doesn't have time to react. Return, good third shot drop from Joe. I wonder if they've changed their strategy because we're seeing.
Oh, that was a heck of a lob and a get by Christian. Wow.
I think we're seeing a change of strategy. I don't know if they did it during the court exchange. We're seeing third shot drops now from Vicky and Joe both. Where they've been driving their thirds, this is being very effective for them.
Yes, it has.
There's a third shot lob. They got away with it.
Oh my goodness.
There, now we got a reset in the kitchen from Joe.
Oh, great
Put
receive
away
from
from
Joe.
Vicky. That was a
Wonderful
very
rally.
nice rally. Very nice exchange. So we're on the comeback. Joe and Vicky are on the comeback trail here. 7-8. We're right back in the game.
7-8-2. Wow.
I
They sure
would've-
are.
Wouldn't be surprised to see a timeout from Christian and Ann. Ball on the court. I wonder what Christian let that ball go. He was about to whack a strong backhand when he stopped.
It's a good rally they had.
A moment
going
of
there, too.
cognitive dissonance here at the booth. They checked with the referee to make sure that Joe's the right server, and he is.
Oh, yes.
That was a great setup by Ann. She had a good deep return. She hit a dink fourth that forced Vicky, allowed Vicky to come to the net. Vicky popped it up and Ann put it away. Well, Mark Gargiulo, folks, is down on court 2 again. This is like the third time.
He's a fierce competitor.
He
he's
goes
going to
after-
do what he's got to do
He
to
goes
get that,
after the
doesn't
ball. Yeah. Showing off a little bit scrape on his knee there, I think.
he? At least he's okay.
His
That's all that
partner,
matters.
Sarah Gargiulo, is laughing, so I think he's healthy. And now back to our match. Deep serve, lob return from Joe. He's at the net. Vicky with a great dink.
Oh, great dink by Vicky.
So the soft game that Joe and Vicky have begun to play is really being effective for them. They were not winning the bang-bang exchanges. They are winning the soft game.
Oh my. The net was Vicky's friend there.
Now, that's the ball that dribbled over the net
Yeah.
and hit the rail.
Oh, did it? I didn't
That's
notice that.
supposed to be a replay.
Wow. I wonder if Bill saw
Only
that.
if the team requests it.
Yeah.
Not everyone knows that rule. In these portable nets, you have a crossbar along the bottom
Right.
and a soft tape. Sometimes the ball will hit that soft tape and dribble straight down the net and bounce off the crossbar. When that happens, the team on the other side doesn't have an opportunity to play the ball. If it's judged to interfere with their chance to play the ball, then that would be a replay. I think in
Right.
this case, Christian was far enough back from the net that he really didn't have an opportunity,
Yeah.
so the hinder would not apply.
Probably. Well, we've got a timeout here. It was, like you said,
Yeah.
you predicted it, Fred.
The soft-
Barbara and, Ann and Christian needed that timeout because Joe and Vicky are on a big roll here.
Right, they sure are.
And it's interesting, as we all play, that we have to make those adjustments. We have to recognize how we're losing points and try to make adjustments accordingly. And like you said, them going to a soft game has really helped them.
So far been completely effective. Another good drop from Vicky. Dinking. And Ann didn't pick up the dink on that time.
Right.
Now let's see what adjustments that they make on the other side. They may want to go try to get back to the
Right.
attacking game. Christian and Ann might. There was a good reset from Christian. He had 2 drive shots at Joe that Joe was able to play back to him. Then Christian did a reset and perfectly into the kitchen that Joe couldn't handle.
But great hands on Joe's part,
Yes.
at his backhand at that.
Joe had really quick hands. One of the players out here with the quickest hands in our senior group.
Yes, I agree. Oh, great overhead by Ann.
Yeah, good inside-out overhead, man. The lob, the third shot lob.
Boy, if you put it up there to Ann like that, you're in trouble.
A lot of pickleball players came from tennis, and they know what to do with that shot.
Yes, they do, and she's one of them.
There's a nice duck by Christian. The conventional wisdom is shoulder high, let it fly, and Christian did. He recognized the shot coming hard enough and high enough, duck, and out it goes.
That was a smart idea on their part. It had been effective because they had Joe and Vicky up at the kitchen line leaning forward, and
It was
just
a good surprise lob,
Yes.
just a little bit out. That would have been a point for them. There's a great shot from
Great
Christian.
shot.
Third shot drive in this case. Hit it into what they call the dead corner there. Joe's corner of Joe's kitchen. It was to his forehand, but very deep. Another good rally.
yes, it was.
Ann and Christian have gone back on the attack, and it's being effective for them. 3 quick points here.
Wow, what a game! 11-10-2, Fred.
Joe with a short return sets Christian up, able to drive it hard at him, and then Joe's parry for that. He wasn't able to block it. Instead, he hit it hard and knocked it out. That came from his short return of serve. And serves deep. Vicky returns deep.
Oh,
That
wow.
was a good dipping drive shot from Ann that Vicky was unable to handle. She's asking, why didn't I get that? It was a good shot.
It was a
One of the
great
reasons.
shot. Oh, my. That was great. It was a great
can't-
driving shot into the middle, and it looked like a winner, and Joe came through and handled it. So, great playing.
I can't tell if it was called out or not.
It was called out.
It was called out.
Yes. No, actually, it was called. No, she called it out. I thought it was in. My bad.
So here's another example where a short return. That's the game, folks.
Yes.
And what a game!
That was a
Great
game.
comeback by Joe and Vicky, cut short by. What we've seen here in this game several times were short returns, where the returning team normally has the advantage, you think, because the serving team has to stay back and let the ball bounce. But if you return the serve short, then you open up angles that the serving team can put their third shot away with, or hit down on the ball
Yes.
from close to the net.
It was certainly a great game. It was 15-10, I believe, the final score. Christian and what a battle they had. It was awesome.
Really good match.
Now, while we're waiting on this court to get going again, we've got a great match going in the center court here, don't we, Fred?
I think we may have Kathy Bedsole coming here to take my
Good.
place.
Well,
I've got a match coming up.
Her place.
I think Thea and Mick are playing on court 1.
Yes, they
They're
are.
playing against LaRae and Charlie
Yes.
Giblin. And the winner of that match will be my opponent. Betsy Lieberman is my partner. And I will play the winner of that match in the 70 to 74 age group.
In the center court, we've got Mark and Sarah playing against Janice and rod.
Now, is this a new match, or has this match been going on?
It's been going on for a while. It's hard. I'm not quite sure what our score is or who's, but you know, obviously great competition over there.
We have warming up here for the next match on court 3. We have Joseph Arcari, who is a ping pong table tennis player and who has wonderful paddle skills. Soft touch, a lot of spin. His partner, do you know his partner's name? I've watched her play a couple of matches.
It's Luzette.
Luzette.
I can't think of her last name, but Luzette.
Luzette has great power, and as you can see from the warm-up here, her touch with the dink is excellent. Ryan and Sue, more bangers, but Ryan can also dink. Sue is really fairly new to pickleball from tennis. A lot of power, a lot of driving shots, and great athleticism to get around the court and get to the ball.
Yes. Congratulations.
Well, that was a super match that we just watched.
Yes. And I'm assuming you've told everybody we're going to be playing pickleball here at Jack McClain Community Center well into the evening, probably. I know my division doesn't start playing till 2:30.
2:30, yeah.
So we're going to be, and there's 10 teams in our division.
Oh my goodness.
So folks, come on out to see some great pickleball. We're going to be at it for a while. Yeah, come on in.
We're getting ready to play for
Well, that was fun.
Lynette's trying to get you on the play.
Okay. Here's a water bottle. Well, I'm going to have an open. That's like, with all your head.
We're live.
Oh, hey, this is Kathy and Barbara. We are waiting to commentate the bronze match for the 50 to 54. Oh, this is Barbara Cairns. And who are you?
And I'm Kathy Betzel.
We are players in the Tallahassee area who love pickleball with a passion.
And members of the Tallahassee Pickleball Association.
That's right. And we both love throwing tournaments as much as playing in them. Everything pickleball.
That's right.
We got a couple of them coming up. Big Ben Pickleball has a tournament coming up in Thomasville, April 8th through 10th. And then Kathy's got one too.
We have a PB and Yay tournament that will be coming up April 30th. And we still have some men's slots for sure open for those of you who would like to play.
Right, and my tournament's going to have some singles, doubles, and mixed play. So something for everybody.
Right.
All right, so we've got Joseph and Luzette warming up against Ryan and Sue, and they are playing to see who's going to get the bronze medal.
And who will move on to play for gold or silver.
Yep, the winners of this match will actually play against my partner Jeff and I for the gold silver. So
This will be a good match.
I have a vested interest in commentating this one. So
This is gonna be a good match
we're gonna
right
look
here.
for the dink, Kathy. Fred and I commentated Ryan's previous match, getting to this point in the bracket, and we joked there was one reset and one dink.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of banging.
A lot of
but
hard hitting.
I do feel like we might see a little bit more of it this time. Let's hope.
Hope so.
So they're getting their customary 5-minute warm up because these one team had sat a little bit, so you don't want your muscles cold.
Right on.
You don't want any injuries. So Luzette is from the Panama City area, so she came in. She was actually my women's doubles partner, and Joseph lives in Moultrie. So we got a couple out-of-towners here, and then Sue and Ryan from the Tallahassee area.
Right.
So we're looking forward to a good match.
Should be a good one.
Should be a good one. We got Bill.
Bill Strahl is the referee for this match. The referees don't call line calls. All they call are kitchen violations and call the score in pickleball. They can be called upon if someone questions the line call. They can call for the ref, and if the ref sees it, he can overrule what the call is or confirm it.
So they're deciding too. They will decide who. Well, right now they're checking out. It looks like the net may have shifted a little bit, and so they're making sure the kitchen is regulation. So we got some, probably looking for a nice tape measure.
Yep.
Yardstick, tape measure, something to make sure.
Right.
So the kitchen is also called the non-volley zone, and it has to be 7 feet from the net. So it's definitely, you don't want one side to be short-slighted than another.
And the net has to be a certain height, so I'm sure they're going to check that too, because these are temporary nets, and they will slide down.
So not sure everybody knows, but the Senior Games is actually a qualifier for the State Games, which will occur later this year in South Florida, I believe. So top 5 teams that do well in this tournament actually get to go play in the State Games. And you actually qualify for your age bracket. It's not a skill bracket tournament, it's strictly age. So you actually have a nice mix of
All skill levels.
which can be tricky.
Yes. Yes.
And one thing too, if you do decide to go to the State Games, you actually do not have to stay with your partner. You can just partner with somebody who qualified in the same age bracket.
I did not know that.
That's a known fact that not everybody knows.
I did not know that.
You did not know that, Kathy.
Now I know something.
Taught you something new. But yeah, you actually just have to be in the age bracket.
Well, that's nice to know.
Yeah. So little facts for today.
Little facts. Is it the top 5 teams from
I believe it's
for each
I think
event?
it's top 5 from each event, I believe, moves
Okay.
on. I actually thought it was the top 3, but I believe in Lennon's correspondence, Lennon Marjorie, head of pickleball and tennis in Tallahassee a little bit, I think he said that it was top 5.
That's great.
Don't quote me, but I believe that's what it is.
Gonna quote you. Yeah.
Oh, no. So they're deciding on the serve now, and Bill has either a 1 or a 2 on the back of his little clipboard over there, and one team picks the number, and one team will decide who serves, and one will decide
Which side?
which side they'll play on. So being an indoor venue today, because of the rain, sides really don't matter too much,
Right.
unless you don't want to look at a wall or distracting behind you.
Right.
But it's definitely a benefit in outdoor pickleball because you have sun in your face or wind change. So
That's a big factor.
we're still looking at the net. We got some particulars. Oh, we're lowering the net. They're serious business. They know there's this is a high-stake game here. So this is going to be a game to 15,
I think
win
there's.
by 2.
I think they're still waiting for a tape measure.
Oh, we got lots of people on the court. I don't know. They could go old school and just measure walking it with your feet. That's
Yeah.
what I would do.
I think they're looking at the net height. Because there's a line there, so I think that they're
Yeah,
looking at
it's
net
the
height.
net height. You know,
Which can be important in indoor.
It
These
can
temporary
be.
nets are not the same as outdoor nets, for sure.
Absolutely. You do have a tendency to have more little balls hop over in
Right,
the indoor
little more
net.
give.
There is definitely more give. It's definitely a tight, permanent nets outside are definitely a different ball game for sure. Yeah, I think it's now the net issue. The highest point of the net should be the center of your net. Let's see if this is
And-
actually going to affect their gameplay, right, Kathy?
Right.
We'll see if that's actually
We'll see
gonna
if this is going to make a big difference.
I mean, and
Because
here's the
that
good thing: they're
happens.
going to switch sides at 8. So if you got the advantage of one side of the net, guess what? You get to switch sides at 8, and you'll get the advantage too.
Seems like they're doing a lot of talking, and maybe someone should get a measuring
And they
tape.
keep calling more people. We got 1, 2,
Right, got a lot of
3, 4,
people,
5,
but no
6,
tape
7.
measure.
We got 7 people on the court.
All
trying
we
to
need
decide
now
this.
is a tape
Oh,
measure.
8 people on the court
All
trying
right,
to decide this
okay.
decision.
They need to call
I'm
for
gonna
a
take a
tape
sip of my
measure.
drink now because
Do you have a tape measure in your bag?
I believe Janice Yeko has tape measure all.
Trying to sign up, but it won't let me necessarily pick you for your tournament, but it says pre-selected by Kathy. Is that good?
We'll
I'll
answer
have
that
to get back
question
to
later,
that.
Dee Dee.
Alright, so that
We're live.
We're live. This is the Kathy and Barbara
Yes,
show.
Kathy and Barbara show. The best show on TV
That
today.
is the best show.
The most entertaining.
We believe we'll have to get back to you on that one, Dee Dee. It's Dee Dee who's getting ready to play today too. We got lots of players coming to watch.
I think Dee Dee's playing at noon. And it looks like they're warming up now, so the net issue may have been solved, Barbara.
I think the net mystery has been solved. We got a little extra warm up going now.
Yeah, we're going to see.
I believe their warm up, they surpassed the 5 minutes with all the discussions going on. So let's see what happens.
Let's see. Let's see how this goes.
So the good thing about pickleball to me, and what I find wonderful about this, is it's a community. It's a community of friends.
Very social.
Social and supportive. You know, we all support each other. I know we've got some out-of-towners here too, and I'm sure they feel that, you know, the home team is definitely rooting for the home
They
team.
definitely feel the home team
They
rooting.
do, and Not that they're not lovely people, because we love them all, and I play against a lot of them in tournaments and with some of them. So,
Right.
But you definitely can feel the Tallahassee home team sense of community here.
Yes, Tallahassee fans are the best. So if you're going to come from out of town, a word of advice is to bring some fans.
Yeah, bring the fans, because we come in droves.
All right, we're getting ready for the serve here, Barbara.
All right, so we've got Sue and Ryan playing against Luzette and Joseph. Sue with a nice deep serve and Luzette with a nice return. So we got the Joseph with a little short shot.
Oh, too
So
much
Joseph
for
is
Sue.
a big-time table tennis person, so he puts a lot of spin on his ball, and if you have not been the receiver of that, navigating that's sometimes tricky. So it definitely is.
Sue stayed back a little bit that time.
She did stay back, and she was not ready at the net. You got to be ready, paddle ready up at that net.
It's 0-0-1 now.
Lizette with a nice deep serve. She has a very hard serve. Joseph again with a little slice.
And she took
nice.
advantage.
Sue's got a nice
Shot
top
right
spin.
down the line.
She uses a nice top spin tennis stroke, and she had a straight shot down the line. 0-0-2 with Joseph serving. Throws out a lob.
Sue's back to get it, and she does.
Sue does with a little two-handed
Oh.
backhand.
Oh, that was a good get by Ryan.
Oh, Ryan, now Lucette. We got a nice little rally going.
Oh,
Actually saw a few dinks in there, Kathy.
little body shot.
There were
I
some.
did.
There were some
Couple
resets,
dinks.
little body shots going
And
on.
with the body shot.
All right, so we've got Joseph and Luzette doing something called stacking. This sometimes is where one player can stay on one side of the court, and you just have to be there to receive and serve the ball.
And Sue just put another zinger in the corner, down the line in the corner.
She sure did. She hit another line shot right there. Awesome shot by Sue. Those are high risk, high reward shots. So when you make them, you keep doing them until you don't, right? So we've got some banging going on.
Uh-oh.
Got Joseph with a nice overhead,
that was a
pushing
good
Sue
get.
back to the back. Ryan with the poach.
Oh, she's there.
She was there. Sue did a little switch.
That was good court coverage by that
That's
team.
doing a nice overhead.
Oh, yeah.
with a
She
little
done put it
finish
right
to
down the
point.
middle between them.
She did.
Barbara, your tournament has all skill levels.
It does. So
And
we've
the
got,
name of it is the...
it's the Big Bend Pickleball Spring Fling. It's going to be an outdoor tournament. So yeah, we have all skill levels starting at 2.5, and if you're not, and ending with 4.0 and higher. And so if you're not familiar with pickleball skill levels, most people are self-rated. You can actually Google it and find that information and see where you fall. That's probably the best way when you're starting out. But we encourage all beginners to get your feet wet in a tournament.
That's right.
Tournament's
It's a great
different-
tournament.
It's, and it's camaraderie. You'll meet people who might be your future partner someday. It's
Right.
just a great thing. All right,
It's a good way to know if...
Yeah, we got Joseph serving. Try to get a score here in a minute. Neither one of them are calling very loudly. We need Ryan too. He's got the nice big voice when he calls a serve.
There we go.
Ryan with a good overhead to the line. All right, let's see if we can get a score here. All right, Luzette serving. Nope, no score called. So,
Well,
we know it's
we'll
a low
tell you
score.
next time.
We'll tell you next time. We know it's a low score. Ryan used to. Oh,
Ooh, a
Luzette
dribble
with
over
nice
the net.
Little dribble over the net. And I believe I just saw a dink again.
Yeah, you did.
I might have mentioned it to these players off the sidelines that I wanted to see a little bit of that. So glad they're doing that this time. All right.
Sue had a nice little spin
Sue had a
ball.
nice little top spin.
Out to
Got
the side of the
Joseph.
kitchen.
Outspun the spinner there. She did it to the backhand, which is always tricky when you have a spin. And
1-2-1
oh,
is
we
the
got
score.
1-2-1. Ryan serving one.
All right, tied up now, 2-2.
We got 2-2-1. I'm feeling it's going to be a tight game.
Our PB&A tournament, we hold that about every other month. We are also incorporating every skill level, and it's a little bit different than Barbara's, where Barbara's is round robin doubles. Ours is, we have that component on a smaller scale, and also a rotating partner round robin, so that you play with every person in your bracket.
Got Sue snuck in a little lob and snuck it over Joseph and Lucette. Beautiful mid-court lob. I believe the score is 3-2-2. Another lob coming up. Joseph with the big jump. Ryan, nice use of the lobs.
Yeah.
Ball. Oh, we got a little hindrance on the court.
Yeah.
Good hustle, Joseph.
It did affect his play because he was looking right down at a ball,
Absolutely.
rolling to his feet.
And you know, when you see a ball, it's safety.
Yes, safety first.
Safety, it's a distraction. We got 3-2-2 with Ryan serving. He's throwing some lobs out there to Lucette, and Joseph need to be ready for him for sure. Yep, another lob thrown, and it's in.
That was a good lob.
Trust me, I feel the pain because I'm a very tall player, and I get my share of them.
Barbara, we also have an event committee at TPA,
Oh, nice.
Tallahassee Pickleball
Kathy,
Association.
tell us about it.
Event committee, and we are going to hold events. They won't necessarily be tournaments.
Social events.
Social events.
Oh,
The first
my
one is
favorite
going to be
thing.
in May,
Nice.
and it's going to just have a lot of fun things. So it's for pickleball players, anybody, and it's open to everybody, and we're just going to have a lot of fun.
Nice.
We're going to do different kinds of events like that
Awesome.
every other month.
Well, I hope I will be in town and put it on my calendar.
I hope so too. The first one I think we decided on is probably going to be May 23rd.
All right, nice. All right, so we got to score 3-4-1. Lucette with a nice little shot at the line. Ryan hits up another lob. Joseph
That was
goes
a great
behind
get.
and makes the.
Oh.
Ooh. Joseph went behind,
Ryan.
covered Lucette, and Lucette made the switch over. And
Ryan tried to do a nice little corner shot to the kitchen and hit it in the net.
yeah, we were going to have a nice little short shot there. He saw a good opening though. That was the right shot to make.
Oh, another
All
hit in the
right.
net. That is something that's hard not to do and very frustrating.
Yeah, I had a few of those today too, and you know, sometimes when you hit the net a couple times, change it up and drive the ball instead of that third shot drop. You
That's
know?
right.
All right, we got another lob thrown in. Ooh, Joseph ready at the net.
Yeah,
In,
that looked
right in the
good.
very
Yeah.
back corner.
Oh,
Ryan is making Luzette run around for sure.
ref called it in. Ref didn't see it.
So we had a little delay.
Okay, so what happened there was a ball very close to the line. The receiving team called it out. It is their call on your side of the court. Ryan refuted the call and called on the referee to verify the call, but the referee didn't see it, so the call stood at out.
Yep. That's a tricky one. You know, it's hard when you definitely want to make sure you have a really good view. You know, most pickle players tend to, if it's too close to call, they give the advantage to the opponent.
And that is the rule.
That is the rule, for sure.
If you cannot clearly see space between the line and the ball, you must call it in.
But on the other side too, you know, vantage point from all areas of the court is extremely different.
It's different, it's difficult, and the balls are going fast.
Yeah. But you know, you support your partner and their calls, and
Right.
you move on. All right. All right, we got a nice little spin serve, top spin serve with nice little top spin serve with Sue and.
So Barbara, I started playing about 2 years ago, and before that I didn't do a whole lot. I was a softball player in my past, and I hadn't found anything that really interested me. The first time I walked on a pickleball court was at the senior center, where they have open play, and I fell in love with it. I played 4 hours that day, and I started playing from that time.
Yeah.
Lost 30 pounds. I'm in better shape than I've ever been in.
I tell you, your legs will be on point, right? With all that squatting you have to do to get the ball. Doesn't bounce up like you want it to.
It's great. It's especially great for the senior community.
Absolutely. Well,
You're not quite there yet, but
I do qualify the senior games, but we're in
You
the
do
baby.
qualify.
We're in the baby.
But you're
We're in the baby group. And I'll tell you, I happened upon it during the summer. I was walking the track at Premier Gym, and they had pickleball indoors there. And I actually went down and asked, "Hey, what are you all doing?" And they're like, "We're playing pickleball." And I'm like, "Well, that's a silly kind of name, but can I try?" And for me, that was about 8.5 years ago.
Wow.
I'm going to hit my 9 years in June. So I played a long time. Didn't do tournaments for the first little bit, but I was addicted.
I knew that I loved tournaments from softball, and I played a tournament in Crawfordville 2 weeks after I started playing.
Oh my gosh, you're brave
I came
soul. It took
in
me
dead
2 years
last,
to get secure enough to
but I
play
had
that.
a great time.
So a little fun fact here, we've got a player here, Lorraine Donnellan, who actually lives in the Villages now, but she used to play in Tallahassee as well. And she's playing the senior games today with Charlie Giblon. And shout out to her. She was actually the first person, she and her husband, the first people I met when I started.
Wow, that's awesome.
And her husband was a teacher at the time, which I am too, and I went on the court and they're like, hey, play, it's fun.
We have all ages that play pickleball. We have some volunteers here today who play pickleball, but they're too young to get into the senior games.
Yeah.
And then we have, on the other end, we have 80-year-olds out here playing today.
Absolutely. You know, it started out as a retiree sport, but it definitely is not that anymore only. It is all ages, all skills. Got a little conflict going on?
Got a little conflict. Have a little conflict going on. So in pickleball, if the score is even, the first score of the game should be on the right side. And in that instance, the score was even for them on Ryan's team, but she was on the wrong side of the court.
Right. This is quite a pressure cooker match, you know. This is deciding whether who goes to play gold and silver.
That's right.
You know, so tensions are high, a little anxiety going on, and
that's right, Barbara. They handled it quite well, though.
They did handle it quite well. Nice, good call.
I got
clear
a ball.
Oh, Kathy got the ball.
What are you talking about?
Nice
We're
clear
talking
call by
about you,
Ryan.
Ryan.
Good projective of voice. All right, we got 8-8-1. Joseph serving with his little cut spin. Lizette with a nice little return. Nice sharp
hit.
angle.
Oh,
Ryan covering the middle quite well for his partner who was back a little bit. It's, you know, in pickleball, it's good to try to stay even with your partner. You want to move up together to the net. Otherwise, you leave the court quite open.
Yeah,
for your
she went
opponents.
out to the side and he went over to the middle
He
and
did.
took
He
care of
covered the
court
space.
coverage.
Nice sharp angle by Ryan. Oh, little ball hits the spectator, but you know what? It's a wiffle ball. It doesn't hurt too bad.
Nope.
Unless
Sometimes
you
get hit in the nose, Barbara.
Sometimes you get hit in the nose. I did yesterday at close
That happened
range.
yesterday.
That did happen yesterday.
I don't see a mark on
There's
your nose.
no
though.
mark. There's no mark. But a little hit in the nose did happen. But I rallied and kept going.
Got a slam.
Again, Sue with the nice
then a
two-handed
really
backhand.
soft- oh, yeah.
So there's a good example of communication. It's really
Right.
important to call the ball, you know, and so I learned that in my high school volleyball days. You want to make sure you know who's getting that ball. There's no assumptions that should be made.
That's right.
You know, they ended up in the I formation, we call it. Two people in front of each other in pickleball is not a good idea.
It is not.
You want to have one on each side. Oh,
Here we go. She called it out. She called it out, and it's their call.
all right. So we got a little line.
So he called on the opposing
little-
team, called on the line judge, the referee, to verify whether the ball was out, which both players on the receiving side said the ball was out, and Bill verified it was out.
I think it's 8-8-1. Still a tied score here.
Ooh, this is a tight game.
So keeping up the score in pickleball, let's talk about that a lot. It's really tricky for a lot of people, you know, because pickleball, when you call out the score, has 3 numbers you call. You call your score when you're serving, your opponent's score, and then what server number you are. You're serving 1 or 2. Because in pickleball, both teammates get a crack at a serve. So there's 3 numbers called out, so that can be problematic. I actually know a lot of players that have played a long time and still can't get the score right.
Yeah, and I might be one of those players.
But
It
you know,
can be
it's-
difficult.
In tournaments, it can be problematic because you will absolutely, it's a fault. You know, you might lose your serve. So it's really crucial to make sure you get the score right.
Right.
A lot of times they'll use little serving bands. In my tournaments, I do try to use those.
She does.
So that way you know which side your partner's on.
And that's very helpful.
It is little tricks of the trade, right?
Right.
We got a nice little rally. I'm seeing some lovely dinks. It warms my heart. Joseph trying to dink there with a little bit of a shot.
Little miss.
Yeah. So again, Ryan and Sue ended up in the opportunity bracket. So did Lucette and Joseph, and they're trying to
and the
battle their way
lob was
back to see if they can play for the gold-silver match against yours truly and Jeff. So I'm looking forward to it.
Got some dinking going on here now. That's strategic.
We are
And a
looking
high
forward
shot.
to, I'm sure they're looking forward to rematches.
And
Ryan with a
called
little
ball on the
delayed.
court
Ryan with a
late,
little delayed
little
ball.
late.
Little delayed ball call there. You can see his grin. See he's using his humor. So really a ball call is important, like I said, because of safety and hindrance. But there is a time frame that you are allowed to call that ball call.
If the ball does not affect play,
Right.
it should not be called. It's a hinder if the ball affects the way you may hit the ball. For instance, you see the ball on the opposite court rolling behind somebody, that's enough to call a hinder
Yeah.
because you're looking at that and thinking about them falling on it.
Absolutely, but if the ball's not dead, if the ball is dead
Yes.
and has hit the ground,
Yes.
you cannot call a delayed ball call. Some trying to sneak that in, but
Yeah.
can't really do that so well. All right, so we got a nice little rally
A
going.
lob.
Sue throwing out some lobs.
Nice
It seems
lob.
lobs seem to be the strategy going on right now. Ryan with a short hit.
And another ball on the court. It was a ball that time.
Yep, there's a ball rolling behind, and actually, Bill stood by that call, and
Yeah,
I agree with that.
it.
I agree with that call.
it.
That was definitely
It was in the realm of their feet, and had they gone back, the team on the other side saw the ball, and that affected the
Yeah.
shot that they wanted to put
Yeah.
out there because they wouldn't want to cause a fall.
No,
So that was a
no.
good call.
and it was actually rolling behind Ryan and Sue, and
Right
that was
behind.
hazardous to them.
Oh.
All right, Joseph with a little side angle overhead. And now we've got a score of, I believe, 10-11. So this is tightening
This
up.
is a tight game.
Yeah, they're battling for it. You know,
This game
they're
is-
fighting for bronze.
This game is to 15, and they must win by 2.
Absolutely. Oh, Ryan with a little juicy hit there. Sometimes it's hard when you're in motion to hit a ball when it is probably out and you try to go for that ball. It's
Right. I think he tried to pull his paddle back,
yeah,
and he didn't get back in
and you
time.
sometimes get caught. I call that getting caught with your hand in the cookie jar, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, we got 11-11-2. We got a tight match. Joseph serving, does a nice little slice serve and the drop serve. You know, you can do a couple different types of serve in pickleball now that are perfectly legal.
There's a
we
nice
got lobs.
lob, nice lob.
Ryan with an overhead.
Yes, and it worked.
All right, we got side out. We got Ryan serving.
Very nice.
11-11.
Nice tight game for bronze.
This is a nice battle for bronze. You know, you want to see, they might not feel this way, but I actually like a good back and forth game. I feel like it's important. You don't ever want an 11-0.
Oh,
Ryan with perfect placement. Sneaked in with a few lobs in.
hard hits.
Lobs in and dinks in.
Lob went out.
Yep, a lob out. And then, all right, so we got second server, Sue serving. 11-11. All right. I know, I'm nervous for them. My stomach's a little nervous, and I know
Yeah,
when you're
this is a
playing.
tight game.
Some players act cool as cucumbers and don't get nerves, I think, but
Oh,
Sue
and Sue
hits
hit
the
it
ball
out
a little
wide.
bit, yeah. But for me, I think the nerves, you know, it just means you care.
Yeah.
I think that's okay. That's what I say. My nerves make me care. You know,
That's right.
It means you care, and I think it's okay. You know, I think it's important.
Let's make a smile for this little picture
Oh, yeah.
opportunity.
We don't want to have the grumpy faces. Little photo op here.
All right.
You know, we
Another
have our
slice
best side foot forward here. All right, we got a little lob going on, and all right, so we've got.
Hit into the net.
Oh, little Joseph hits the net. And we had a little eye formation going on. Again, that communication. If your partner moves over in front of you, make sure that the word switch comes out of their mouth. You know,
Right.
you want to switch on over, or decide if they're going to stay. You know, you can talk about that ahead of time. Good to communicate. Good to talk strategy over with your partner.
That was a nice backhand slam by
All
Ryan.
right, Ryan with a little backhand slam. Nice in the court. All right. Again, we're at 11-11 side out. Ryan's going to be serving. Bill has had to make a few calls. A little tricky.
Oh, that was close.
Little Sue
She
had
was
a little
looking for
chin
the
and a
corner.
backhand, go to corner, nice corner angle. Whoops, see?
Looking for the corner of the kitchen.
So angles are hard shots to, you know, to get and to hit. But sharp angles are great in pickleball. Great strategies.
They are great. They're low percentage, but they're great.
Yeah. But you know how you get better? You do some drills and some
That's right.
practice.
Ooh. Luzette just hit a hard
Yeah,
slam.
Luzette's got a nice little overhead smash, and I gave her a few earlier today, regretfully. And she angles it sharp, deep, and it's really great. All right, so we got, I'll tell you, with Joseph,
Oh, very nice slam by
so
Ryan.
they tried to slow it down with a couple angle dinks, popped up a little bit, and Ryan closed it with an overhead. All right, we got paddle ready, going at the net. Ready to get this next rally. Ryan with a little poach, and then manages to get back.
A little miss hit by Ryan, but he got lucky.
Yeah, you know what I say? Always act like you meant to do it.
That's right. And miss hits aren't always a bad thing.
They aren't, because sometimes they come off so unconventionally that it throws a spin in there or something your opponents didn't expect, right? All right, Sue.
Nice.
Lucette making Sue move. There's Sue.
Nice get by Ryan.
Ooh, Lucette, little crack. Oh, well, we had a little net,
There's that little net thing
the little
again.
net hopper
Those
for Ryan.
indoor nets.
Those indoor nets. They're
They'll
a little
give.
more give, and I will tell you, when it net hops over, it's hard to get sometimes. All right, so we've got 12-11 going on.
Oh.
All right, Ryan trying to cover about 3/4 of the court. Sometimes that can be tricky. Again, you know, Sue serving a nice deep serve. Joseph returned it with a
Nice slam. Joseph put that ball up a little too high.
He did, and
Ryan took
his
advantage.
partner actually tried to call out. So I don't know
Yeah.
if Ryan's hit was going to be out or not. You know, you can't live in the past or regrets in pickleball. You got to shake off any little mistake made and move on, which is hard sometimes.
We got 13-11 too.
13-11
In favor of
with
Ryan and Sue.
serving. So this is the time you want to keep it in play. Safe shots.
Hit out by
A
Ryan.
little out ball by Ryan. All right, so we got 11-13-1. Definitely getting some good spectating on here. Want to make sure you get a show, right? in pickleball a little
This
bit?
one is a show.
Oh, yeah. All right, so we got Lucette with that angle shot again.
There's a lob.
Lob
Not
with
out.
a bounce. Ryan's ready.
Oh,
Ready with
yeah.
a short shot. Nice little angle short shot. He does like that shorty shot.
He does. That short shot to the corner of the kitchen, that's hard,
And I'll
especially
tell
if
you,
you're back waiting
he'll
on a
come
hard
and he'll
hit.
kind of be a little dramatic and act like he's going to overhead it, but
Yeah.
he shorts it. So, you know, that's something too, you know, that I think a lot of players don't always.
He did it again.
Another shorty shot angle.
2 in a row.
2 in a row. That's a twofer, we call that. But you know, a lot of shorty shots, you know, you have to know your opponent, study them,
You do.
study them, and
You
see
do.
what they do, so you can ready for the shots like that. 13-11. All right. Set with a nice overhead, Sue.
Oh.
Sue with a little under the net. All right, so we've still got 13-11 too with Sue
Yeah.
serving. Got a little
13-11
nerve-wracking
too.
game going on here. I'll finish this. All right, awesome shot. Joseph, paddle ready. We got a little high
Lob.
lob. Lucette with the thing. Joseph's gonna get a
There's
little
another
lob.
slam, a good get by
We
Ryan.
got some good angles going on here. Oops,
Yeah,
over the
lob.
head.
It's in. Oh, she didn't get it. She
Aw.
got it, but didn't get it
Lucette made it. Lucette made it there, just at the net. All right, I believe we got 14,
over.
11 2.
14-11-2.
We got game point here. This is where the nerves start going. So this is when I get really safe, and I just make sure I do baby shots, keep it in,
Oh, yeah.
and Ryan
Ryan
set up
ended
the
it
lob and finished the
With a
game.
nice slam.
All right, so next I'll have to say, Kathy, I'm gonna be signing off. I
All
enjoyed
right.
it, but I'm gonna go warm
Good luck
up.
in your game.
Thank you. I'm gonna try to see if I can
Get some warm up going.
get some gold.
Looks like joining me is going to be Ann Davis.
Somebody take this over?
Ian Davis taking over.
Oh, I'm talking about this.
Hi, Ann.
How are you?
Good. I think we're still live. Doesn't this go on live? All
Yeah,
around?
this is
Yeah.
live. This action has been unbelievable.
Yes, it has. This last game on this court.
Ryan is quite vocal.
He is very vocal.
Yeah.
Nice. So that was really good when you all, took a break and started talking about your experiences. So if you could bring Ann in on that as well. And if you could talk about, because you teach the city of Tallahassee, talk about how people can get involved with the city of Tallahassee.
Yeah. And
We'll do that.
Did they talk to you about the PBNA stuff?
I did talk a little bit about. I think Abdel's going to talk about that later, or is he not?
Ladies, I can. They'll take your hair.
But Ann, oh sorry, we're live. Ann,
Yes.
so you teach for City of Tallahassee Pickleball.
I
Can you tell
do.
me a little bit about that?
You know, with the growth of pickleball here in Tallahassee, Lennon and the city of Tallahassee has really upped the ante as far as let's provide opportunities to get even more people involved. So we have beginner, intermediate, even advanced clinics. There is a group of about 4 teachers that are doing these clinics, and then private lessons. So we've been very, very happy with the response, and even more players. So hopefully next year's senior games will have even more players
Yeah, I hope
involved.
so. And also there are round robins and league.
Yes. So during each month there are round robins that are just maybe an hour long for different levels, as well as ladder leagues that go on for 5 to 6 weeks. And the great thing about any Parks and Rec department is it's so affordable. It's such a wonderful way to get started. One of the things I love about pickleball is get into a clinic and then start playing. That's the beauty. It's encouraged. You've got to start playing.
And Barbara and I were just talking about how it's for any age, and we talked about there are 80-year-olds out here, and I have a granddaughter who plays, and she's 10, so it's really for any age.
I know. It's interesting that pickleball previously had this, that everybody thought, oh, it's just for old people, but it no longer. The secret's out about pickleball, and I have to admit, and you know this, I'm a reformed tennis player who I love, it's easy to play, it's social, it's so easy to get involved. I can't say enough about the pickleball community here in Tallahassee, and
we talked about that as well. The Tallahassee pickleball community is great. Most of the fans out here are from the Pickleball Association, and like I said, you have to be 50 to play, and we have some younger people out here just cheering on.
Yeah.
So it's really nice. On this court, we're going to have Celeste and Bob, and they're going to play Mark and Sarah. So that'll get started soon. It's going to be a good game.
I know too much about Sarah and Mark since I lost to them earlier today.
Oh my
and
goodness.
I actually had the opportunity to play with Celeste yesterday. So it's going to be, it's really going to be a good match.
Oh, I know. I can't wait for this to start.
Yeah. I know Bob and Celeste have been sitting a little while.
Yeah.
Mark and Sarah have been constantly.
They have been playing. Yeah. So Bob and Celeste are going to have to get those muscles moving.
Absolutely. And this is the 65 to 70 division.
65 to 69.
65 to 69.
Wait a minute.
We have a change. That was just a warm-up, folks.
So I think we're going to get to see a gold medal match down here.
Oh, man.
Yes, it's going to be Barbara and Jeff, which you just listened to Barbara for a while. Her time's up now. It's going to be Barbara and Jeff, and they're going to play who we just saw, Ryan and Sue. So this is going to be a good match. Now in this one, if Barbara and Jeff lose, they will play again because they haven't lost at all. So they'll get another game after this. So if Barbara and Jeff win this game, they have gold. Otherwise, it will go on for one more game.
And Barbara, I'm not sure whether you all talked about it, Barbara is also one of the instructors.
We did not.
With Parks and Rec.
Right, and I've taken a lesson from Barbara, and it was a really good lesson. I enjoyed it, so I would encourage those of you who want to play, even if you've never picked up a paddle before, to sign up. Go to talgov.com under Parks and Rec and sign up for some clinics or private lessons.
We actually have a new round of clinics that start March 23rd.
Oh, that's great. And it would help you if you're just beginning and you really want to play and get into it. Do that first before you start going to the open play and things like that in tournaments. It would help you a lot.
Yeah, and we spend a good bit of the time when we're in the clinics actually playing. I mean, for beginners, here are the basics, now let's play. And again, that's the beauty of pickleball. Get out there and play.
And when did you get started in pickleball and how did that come about?
I guess it's been about a year and a half ago where I was retired and some friends during the pandemic said, hey, you guys want to play some pickleball? And I got the bug.
It doesn't take long.
It does not take long. And as I said, it was so easy to get involved with pickleball.
Right.
And been playing, there's the open play that takes place at Tom Brown
on Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 8 to 12.
Yep. And there's some other, I think, some evening opportunities as well.
There are, I think, on Sunday evenings and Friday evenings, there's also open play at Tom Brown.
Right.
There's some of the, I don't know if there's any indoor pickleball coming up. When the kids get out of school, the kids have a lot of activities in the indoor community centers.
And again, as you mentioned, you can go to the TPRD site to find out, and TPRD and the Tallahassee Pickleball Association site, and find out what sites are open and when
who has
when
open
you can
play.
Yep.
Yeah. You can also reserve courts at Tom Brown anytime between 8 and 12, 8 and 11. I think 11:30 is the last slot you can reserve, and then you can reserve them from 5:30 to a 5:30 slot and a 7:45 slot in the evenings during the week. And on Saturday and Sunday in the mornings, you can reserve times if you have a group of 4 or 5 or 6 that you want to play. You can get your players and reserve a court and go play. And that's always a lot of fun.
So many opportunities. There are going to be some new courts that open up.
Right.
You probably already talked about the Painted the Lines at Winthrop.
Did not.
Yep. So you can now play pickleball at Winthrop Park.
Right.
And it's the same. The lines are painted on a tennis court, and you just make a couple of adjustments with the net, and you're good to go.
Because the net in pickleball is 34 inches and 36 on the sides, and I think the tennis net's 36 all the way across.
36 in the middle, and then a little bit higher on the ends.
Right, and pickleball is 34 and 36, so you can actually just slide the band in the middle. If you don't have any other way to play, slide it over about 6 inches, and that makes it 34.
Yes. And it's easy to get involved as far as you pick up some balls and some paddles. There's some very reasonably priced paddles to get you started, and then as you play more, gain more experience, and you want to experiment, the range of costs for paddles is big.
But there, you can get those. You can get starter packets with a couple balls and a couple paddles at Academy or Dick's, or the City of Tallahassee also sells paddles and balls.
Yes, they do.
So you can go to Tom Brown Park to the tennis center there, the monitor station, and they have things there that you can buy.
And we've even thought in our neighborhood to set up a little net and play it in our street and have street pickleball. Do it with tennis, and
I know during the beginning of COVID, a lot of us were playing in the driveway.
Right. Yeah.
And I had a lot of our neighbors would come by and see us playing in the driveway, and that's what we're doing. We call it pickleball. I know I gave away 4 paddles to people so that they could play. So
the Pied Piper of pickleball.
Right. That's right.
And you're quite the organizer. With things, and that's what there's so many good people who are organizing different things for the city. Right. Within the Big Bend area.
Right.
There are tournaments if you decide you want to go that route.
And if you're ever on Facebook, you'll see a whole lot of pickleball groups that you can join just to find out where people are playing. Especially if you're going to go out of town, you can get on there and ask where the courts are and stuff, and that's very helpful.
It's amazing to me the growth of pickleball nationally. There are multiple pro leagues now.
Right, yes.
Pro team leagues, pro individual tournaments.
Right.
It's really gotten huge, and I think this is where you see the age.
You got a ball?
group.
1 second. I got another ball.
We're in perfect position.
All right. So it looks like this game is about to start. We have the same two, Ryan and Sue, and they're going to be playing Barbara and Jeff.
All right, this is going to be...
This is the gold medal match, so the winners will get gold.
So Ryan is with Sue, right?
Ryan is with Sue, and Jeff is with Barbara. So they're getting ready right now.
And Ryan is quite entertaining.
He is.
On the court.
It looks like they just won the serve from Ryan's reaction. So they will serve first. Ryan and Sue will serve first. That means Barbara and Jeff get to pick which side they won. And again, it doesn't really matter in indoor that much, but outdoor it could be a challenge with the wind and the sun.
You know, it's interesting. You could go either way. I don't like the serve first.
Yeah.
In doubles, the team that starts, only one person gets to serve.
Right.
So it's just a personal preference.
It is. There are different thoughts. Either you get the serve and you go on a run and you make 6 points on that first serve, or you lose the serve right away and then you've only had one serve.
Yeah.
So it is a personal preference.
Now, is this match in the winners bracket and going to be 2 out of 3?
It is.
Okay.
It is. So
this will be 2 out of 3 11-point games.
This is the winners bracket. 2 out of 3, 2-11 win by 2.
Yep.
And then if Ryan and Sue win that, there will be another game to 15. Because Barbara and Jeff haven't lost any games.
Right.
Looks like they're getting ready to start. We're waiting on something. Waiting on... Oh, I think they're doing something over there with the...
Right.
Getting all the scores down and the names down.
And a lot of strategy with doubles teams as far as forehand in the middle, who's going to take what side,
Right.
what they feel more comfortable with, and both in mixed doubles and women's, but I think in mixed maybe even more so.
Right. In mixed, the men seem to... What happens in mixed is a lot of times the male will be avoided to avoid the hard hits.
Right.
So the women will be hit 2 more.
Yes.
So then a lot of the strategy is the men will go over and poach more, which means going over and getting the ball that won't necessarily be yours, just so they can get in the game.
Right.
You'll see that a lot, and you may wonder if you see it on TV, why is the male pro all over there in the females section? It's just because if he doesn't do that, he may not ever hit the ball.
Right.
Because it's going to go female to female.
For sure.
And that was Ryan.
And Ryan
we're
has some interesting stances.
He does. But he is always ready. He's in a constant state of readiness
Yes.
when he plays.
And that's one thing, I mean, the focus that you know that he has, but all these players have.
Right. Oh, and Barbara hit one in the net. So everybody's a little cold right now. I know Barbara and Jeff are a lot colder than
Right.
Ryan and Sue
And
since
those
they
are
just
those high
played.
ones. Those are the ones
Right.
you want back when you miss those.
Right. Got a slam by Jeff, and
Jeff taking that control of that middle with his forehand.
that we just talked about. He moved over and took that ball. Because it was going to Barbara. Yeah, that does
So
happen.
the serve goes over to Barbara, and
I think it's still 0-0.
another
Hit
one.
that one in the net.
Another one you want back.
Ryan doesn't poach as much as Jeff does on his side. There's a lob by Barbara, but Sue handled that nicely.
Another
slam by Jeff.
Right.
He picked his foot up and put it back down behind the kitchen line. I was
is
looking to see if he
really
was going to fall in.
looking for any opportunity to
He is.
control that middle.
He is. Scores 1-2. 1-2-2.
1-2-2.
1-2-2. Ryan's making jokes. Oh, they think they're on the wrong side of the court. They are, because Barbara started.
Right.
Okay. They're stacking. We talked about
so
stacking
this is
before.
interesting. Yeah, the stacking.
Yeah, to keep Jeff's forehand in the middle, since he's obviously doing a lot of slamming, they're stacking. That will keep him on the side, so his forehand will get most of the balls. And that one he got is out.
Well, good. It's so tempting to you get involved in the match. You want to hit those. So it was good.
Right.
Sue.
High
You got the
adrenaline.
serve back. Yes.
Okay.
Lob.
Barbara got that lob, and she got a nice shot right there. And another slam
Yeah,
by
that's
Jeff.
not going to work.
Yeah, they're gonna have to change strategy somehow. They're getting the ball up a little bit too high to Jeff. Can't float that ball.
It's so hard to play
It
in the
is.
back in the middle of the court because you're at more of a disadvantage.
Right.
More opportunities to pop the ball up, which
Right.
is just
Right. That's
disastrous.
deadly.
Yeah. So, Ryan serving.
Jeff had a good backhand right there, and another slam, but that one's out, way out. You got a little bit. We're looking for the ball. Okay.
But you can see on the returns, they're really going after the female player.
Yeah, and you'll see that, especially higher level. That's a good lob by Ryan, but
Wow.
oh, that was out.
Yeah. What a
Yeah, that was close.
Yeah.
Ryan had a lob and Jeff got it, but hit it out. Ryan served 5-1-2. 5-1-2?
5-1-2.
Wow. Oh, and there's a
Down the
6-1-2.
middle.
Barbara called the timeout, which is a good time
Smart
to
move.
do that if you're
And you see how well those middle shots work.
right.
It causes a little bit of confusion, who's
Right.
taking what, and they may not be set. When you come in from the baseline, you want to try and get in.
Right.
And wherever you are when the other team is hitting, you need to kind of get set so you can make that next shot.
Right, exactly.
And that's a hard thing.
Yeah, it is hard. You get 2 timeouts per game, so each team can take 2 timeouts. If you feel the other team is really starting to get on a roll, because it's a lot. There's a whole lot of momentum in pickleball.
I was just going to ask, is it a strategy thing?
It is
or
a
more
strategy.
to change the momentum.
It's to change the momentum. All right, so Barbara hits one. Another lob, and it's to Jeff, and he just hit it. They're gonna either, I don't know what they could do with a lob. He's so tall.
Yeah, it's hard. It's going to be hard to lob.
They'll need
over
to
him.
lob over Barbara if they're gonna lob something, I think. But that's hard to do. It's easy just to talk about, but when you're in the heat of it, it's hard to get it where you want it to be. And there's Ryan's corner shot.
Yeah.
That
And you
kitchen
see-
corner shot.
And you see how he moved over.
Right.
If Barbara had gotten it,
Right.
he was in the line that she potentially would hit it.
Right, he was ready.
And that's one thing you say about Ryan. You said he always is ready.
Yes, he is always ready. He's everywhere on this court right now. He got every shot. That was. Sue said she enjoyed watching him.
That's always nice as a partner when you can say that.
Yes. And there's another lob over Barbara, and that's what I was talking about.
You
That
called
worked.
that one.
So if they can keep that and not be focused on Jeff, it's hard not to focus on the person who's hitting the ball so hard.
Right.
For some reason, your brain just tends to focus on that person, and then your ball goes there.
And it's hard sometimes to
And that was out.
lob it when the ball is coming with some pace.
Right. Although I said, they needed to do something. They're doing something right because they're
Yes.
winning by a lot. So they can probably do whatever they want. And Barbara got that lob. That was a really long lob. That ball went out.
Now Ryan gets the serve.
It's 8-1-2.
2. This is a game to 11 when they're 2.
Lob over Barbara. Oh, just over her paddle.
They're done a really good job of kind of taking Jeff out of the
Yes,
game.
they have. They have done that.
He's not getting those opportunities he was getting at the beginning.
He's not. They've adjusted well. Let's see what Barbara and Jeff do to adjust.
Might be time for another timeout.
Right? Yeah. Uh-oh, that was a miscommunication. Paddles banging together. All right, that ball went right at Barbara, and sometimes that just happens.
Yeah, you got to keep that paddle up because you don't know.
Right. Not very many people would hit you on purpose, but you just got to be ready.
No, I always feel.
And that's
like
game.
Wow.
11-1.
That was. We'll see what
Decisive.
it was. We'll see what changes they make for this next game.
Barbara and Jeff are going to have to find some strategy to deal with them.
To slow it down yet speed it up. And you're playing this afternoon.
I play at 2 o'clock, yeah.
Okay.
We're going to play against a guy who lobs almost every shot. It's going to be tough.
Not my favorite.
Not my favorite either. But this is all fun, and we're just going to have fun.
Yeah.
That's what we're going to do.
What got you started in pickleball?
I had heard my sister dated a man who was going to play pickleball, a pickleball tournament, and I said, what is pickleball? So I looked it up and I was like, I'd like to play that. So then I saw Eva, who's one of the big pickleball players around here, at the gym I was in, and I heard her talking about a pickleball tournament. So I said, what? Tell me how to get started. And she told me what to do, and I did it. So the first time I went to the senior center. As I said before, I went to the senior center, and I stayed for 4 hours and played, and then I was hooked. I played almost every day since then.
Goodness. At that time, the senior center was just about the only place you could play.
Right. There weren't many places to play. There was no Tom Brown. There were no Tom Brown courts at that time.
Yeah.
And you could play indoors at Jack McLean here, where we are today. They have on Saturdays they have open play.
Right. And that was Glenn Howe, who's the tennis supervisor.
Yeah. Right.
Head of the.
Yes. And so I played, and like I said before, it's changed my life, really. I'm a different person than I was then. I've always been a competitor, mostly softball.
Right.
I played a lot of racquetball, and then didn't have anything for a while, so I was just kind of, got into pickleball, lost 30 pounds, and feel better than I felt in years.
Yeah, it'll happen.
It will make you young.
So they switch sides for this new game. Let's see what Barbara and Jeff can do to change things around.
The thing she just did is hit a very soft side shot to the corner, and that worked well. Oh, that didn't work that well. That was
too much.
An attempt at a lob that went wild.
Those dings, boy, that is
that's
so
the key.
Getting people to hit from below the level of the net.
Right. That's important, and if they were smart, that's what they would do. Because it looks like Ryan and Sue hit another one of those shots down the line in the corner, and it was in. They just need to.
Sue has just been so consistent. Her serve has been consistent.
Yeah.
And that's one thing with these at this level.
One thing.
Very few miss serves and miss maybe returns, but they really cut down on those unforced errors.
Right, and that's a key as well to win at pickleball. And there's a little bit of soft shots. There you go. And they've made an adjustment.
Held her own on
It looks
that
like
one.
the adjustment they made is to do more dinking and less hard hitting.
Yes.
Because that really is a good thing to do.
And make them have to generate pace.
Right. Let them make the mistake.
Yeah. Sometimes just getting them all over, giving them another opportunity.
Right. A little hard. And they're back to ball on the court. Wow. It was right under Barbara's feet, so that was a good call. Good call.
And it's hard in this. You've got the courts close together. And
you're going to get some crossover.
Balls flying.
And Jeff serves again. Oh, Barbara hit a nice lob, but Ryan got that easily. Ryan and Jeff are both really tall, so lobbing is difficult. But that's 3 slams.
What's it gonna take?
3 slams. And they got every one and then reset the ball. And now we're back to lobs, and that was a good lob.
Wow.
And there's Ryan's.
Amazing.
There's Ryan's
point.
side shot to the kitchen. That was a good rally.
The ability when you're back to get the pickups when
Yes,
somebody
that's
is hitting
hard.
those overheads. Spin on that.
Yeah,
return.
she had some spin there. Barbara's back to. Ooh, she hit that hard. I thought she was going to dink. That was a nice shot by Barbara. Picked up by Sue though. Oh, that was a nice hit. Nice slam by Barbara.
Things they have to do to win a point.
I know, that was a long one too.
And the communication that they've got going on.
Right, during the whole thing.
So important.
You said you have another round of classes coming up.
Yes, they start the week of March 23rd.
The week of March 20th, and I think the next league starts March 22nd. And this one is a doubles league, so you'd
is.
need a partner to get into that.
Yes, and they have morning leagues as
And
well
night.
as evening leagues.
Right. So whatever suits you. If you're still working, you can still do a night league.
Yes. And one of the cool things that they're trying is they're going to have a collegiate round robin.
Oh, yeah, I
night.
saw
that. So trying to get the wonderful college students that are here in Tallahassee, and
Right.
so important to the community. See if we can generate some interest.
Yeah. That's nice. All right, back at the action. A lot by Ryan.
That
Oh,
was a great move by Ryan.
it was. He was ready for that,
Barbara got
for
it
Barbara's
down
ball,
in
but
his feet.
he could not get it. Sue serving. I couldn't hear the score. All right. That was a good block by Barbara, but that ball rolled right over that net.
Sometimes when you hit it hard enough and it hits
Yeah.
the top of the net,
Especially
it
the
will do
temporary
that.
nets.
Oh gosh,
They're a lot more giving than
hate
the
when that
outdoor
happens.
nets.
If you're on the receiving end of it,
Yeah,
but if
for
you're
real.
the one who does it.
Right.
Another stop for ball coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Sue's just been so consistent on that serve, really
She
getting
has.
the
She
team
really
in good
has.
shape.
Another lob that's a little too short. Jeff's going to get those. He's not made many errors on those lobs. He's put most of them away. 3-3-2.
Yeah, I thought it was serve because Sue served last, so this is
3-2-1. Okay. All right, so Jeff is about to serve. 3-2-1.
they would love to pick up some points right now.
Right. Uh-oh. That was a high lob. That was handled. Ryan's handled that, but he could not handle Barbara's slam. That was a mini slam. It was more of a
What
push.
set
But
it up is being able to get it, what set up winning the point was getting it at their feet.
Right, right. Causing them to pop it up. It's about angles. If it's coming low, it's going to
Now,
pop
again,
up high.
covering that
It's gonna go
middle,
low.
looking for any of those pop-ups.
Right. All right. And Ryan had a soft shot. Barbara hit it
right
right into the
idea.
net. It was a good idea. Could have worked.
Just needed a little bit more. I think sometimes when you
Right.
start feeling the pressure, you try and make it too good.
Yeah. All right. It's a good shot by Barbara. Barbara's handling things. Nice side shot. Sue got it back. Jeff hit it out. That was a good run, though. That's a good point.
You get those, you feel like you got to do a little bit
Yeah.
too much with
Right.
it. Mainly because they're forcing the action.
Right. the court. I think this is their ball that went on into another court.
Yeah. So I'm trying to figure out who beat Sue and Brian, because they're
Right.
coming from the.
I think it must have been Jeff and Barbara.
Okay.
So
So this is a revenge match.
it is, along with the gold
Rematch.
silver match.
Yeah. And this is a cool opportunity for the players to
Right.
actually have video of
Right.
see themselves play.
Yeah.
And,
That's always a good idea when you're trying to get better too, is to watch video of yourself so you can see. It feels like you're doing a lot more than you're actually doing. I've found.
yes, absolutely.
Oh, that's a nice shot.
And the videotape does not lie.
No. Oh, Barbara mishit that ball.
Idea. She had that opening
Yeah.
down the line. Just couldn't quite pull it in there.
All right.
The spin, I think the spin that Sue is putting on the ball is giving them
A little trouble. Yeah. Oh, that was another hit the net and roll over. Okay. Oh yeah.
nice.
Jeff got that one down
that
where it
time
needed to be.
He didn't got it in the court and didn't try for too much.
Oh, that's an out serve.
Wow.
Oh, that's the first one I've seen by her. All right. Nice soft shot by another nice dink. Oh, and she got it up a little high, and Barbara. Ooh, that side shot by. Oh! Barbara almost got it around the post, but hit it right into the post.
Yeah, they call that an ATP, right?
Right,
and
right.
around the post, which is always
an ATP.
fun.
It's a lot of fun if you can do it.
Yes.
Setup has to be just right. And we're in another
All
battle.
over the middle.
Brian and Sue are kind of playing in an I formation. She stays back a lot and he covers the whole
Yes.
front.
Another great point.
Okay.
And even if you hit a great shot against both teams, you've got to be ready for it to come back.
Right. It's always going to come back. That's how you have to think.
And sometimes forces what Jeff did, maybe trying a little bit too much.
Right, right. All right, that's another serve out on Brian and Sue's side.
I like those gifts.
Yeah. All right, Sue's up for her serve.
3-6.
She got this one in. Oh, and Ryan hit it in the net. You got to wonder if they're getting tired.
Maybe, and it's interesting because you mentioned the height of the net's a little bit higher on when you're trying to go down the line, so you gotta lift it up just a little bit.
Right. There's the lob. Oh, that lob is out.
It's a great idea.
Barbara. All right, Jeff serving. And he served out.
I think he was trying to
I think
go
it
to
was
her backhand.
I do too. I do too. It looked that
Let
way.
her wind up quite as much.
Yeah. Nice hard hit by Sue. And a lob. Oh, Barbara got that one. She reached right over herself.
Nice switch.
Yeah. Without a call, she just knew to. Oh, good try. That was a good. Came very close to a camera there.
Sign the camera.
That was a good stop on her
That
part.
was.
All right.
It might be time for a timeout.
Yeah, seems like someone will take
Kind of
one.
on a roll.
Right. That's when you want to take that timeout. Again, you have 2 per game.
On the middle.
Was that in?
It wasn't.
Okay. I couldn't tell.
Yeah.
Sometimes they're so fast, it's hard to see.
Yeah, these folks really hit the ball hard.
Yeah, they did. They hit it hard. All right. 7-6-1.
Nice overhead.
Let him see. He's going to come up here and fit.
Okay.
Yeah, whenever we know, whenever we know you're trying to get ready.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to go and get
match.
some.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thanks,
Okay,
Ann. Thanks,
you
everybody.
so much, Kathy. Really enjoyed having you here.
I'll see if I can pull some.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah. All right, let's see what the score is. Barbara, 6-7-1. Important point here. Stay in. More dinking than we've seen. All right, that was a great point. Decided to really take control of that. Any opportunity for a high ball and see if they could do something with it. But it all started with the dinks, with a little softer ball, get them to hit up, and then do something with that ball that pops up. They've got it tied up. Oh, Ryan wants that one back, I'm sure. He had moved over to the middle, and it would have been great if it had been in. So they've taken the lead. Great cross-court shot to make that happen. Oh my goodness, look who's here! Hello.
Happy to be here.
Why don't you introduce yourself?
I'm Doug Gonzalez.
Yeah.
I've been living in Tallahassee for 30 years and an avid pickleball player.
Coaches, does some coaching as well?
Right, coach,
Yep.
and run some tournaments. There's a tournament coming up on April 30th. So, and I think there's some slots left.
Excellent, yeah. Out at Chairs.
Right at Chairs
On
Chairs
Yeah.
Crossing. We have they have 4 courts that we converted to 8 pickleball courts, and that's actually something that's happening all over as people transition from tennis to probably less brutal sport on
Yes.
the body.
We had
pickleball.
talked about they just put the lines at Winthrop Park, so people can play pickleball there on the tennis courts.
Yeah. That's happening on and around the world. In
It
fact,
is.
in U.S. Actually, I'm originally from Puerto Rico, and believe it or not, on that small island, there's a big group of pickleball enthusiasts.
It's everywhere. So I want to fill you in this match, potentially a gold medal match. Barbara and Jeff lost the first game. It's now 7-8. The action
tight,
has been amazing.
Right, very consistent hitters.
A lot of change in strategies.
Big overhit.
Yeah, those are the ones you want back, for sure.
Yeah. Now you can see if you're watching that, they're trying to find a weakness. That's the strategy, right? And sometimes
There haven't been many.
sometimes you want to stay away from the big guys, and sometimes you want to lob over the shorter person.
Yeah, and these big guys have been all over the court. I mean, you've almost got to do something like that with this foursome because they're so good at picking balls up.
And I noticed that Ryan, ambidextrous, that's always a plus. He switches. Oh, nice. Out. That's close. Who's the woman on the far left?
That's Sue, and she has been so consistent. Puts a nice spin on the ball. Jeff really trying to cover that middle and do a little bit more.
That's a pure power play. The return was a drive.
Yeah.
Ryan tried the block, but didn't absorb the impact. Around the post shot. Oh! Barbara can move.
She can. And so many times it's just get the ball over, give them another opportunity to make the error.
Right. That's something that is not good to do, is throw away your serves.
And we've seen so few of those. They've been so consistent on their serves and returns. It's 8-10. Nice.
Those power. It's hard to fight that.
Yeah. And the communication that's going on between the two of them, hoping to get a side out so that they can serve.
And out.
Just barely out. So they get to serve, and they're 10-8. This could be the second game.
That's a nice spin return. Oh,
nice.
Jeff coached that.
He did.
Completely across the court.
He was very active this game.
Completely across the court and just the hammer down on that shot.
So they both won a game. So now they're going to go into the third game.
Okay.
See who wins this match.
And you say potentially because
Barbara and Jeff have not lost yet.
Okay. Okay.
Hi everybody, we're here at the Tallahassee Senior Games for Pickleball. My name's Ann Davis. I'm one of the pickleball instructors for Parks and Rec here in Tallahassee. And my guest is?
Abdel Gonzalez. I'm a long-time, 30-year Tallahassee resident, avid pickleball fan, play racquetball, tennis, a lot of paddle sports since I was a young child. And
you are an expert organizer. You and Kathy, who was here before, tell us a little bit about these series of tournaments that you've been doing.
Right. There's a series of tournaments that we call PB and Yay, which is Pickleball and Yay, that we organize. We run it every other month, and the purpose is twofold. Number one is to provide low-cost tournaments to give players in this area tournament experience, and that's very valuable if you're going to play pickleball in a more serious. As you progress, you get a little bit more serious in the game, and you want to play tournaments. And the other thing is to get beginners and advanced beginners also introduced to tournament play and help improve their game.
Yeah.
So that's the main. And I try to keep the cost very low so that that's not a barrier to participation.
And one of the things I love is the events that you run. It's a couple of hours, so it's not this whole long drawn out weekend. You know when it starts, you know when you're going to finish. You can do some other things, start the yard work, do the other things around the house, and you typically, they fill up like that, don't they?
Right, that's kind of funny you say that, because this April one, we only have 10 slots left out of like 64, and that took less than a week to fill.
I know.
And people just love it. They love the play. They love that the flow of the tournament.
Right.
And playing with new people. Last tournament we had people from Pensacola come over. Some folks from Panama City.
Yeah.
So. And actually, we're thinking about expanding it. It's starting to grow, and so we may have to adjust to that.
Because the latest tournament, you've got a kind of a beginner group, a 2-5, which is beginner, advanced beginner kind of group. You said get them involved. Start of the action, and that first point, one of those dribblers over the net.
Oh, Barbara's keeping score.
Yeah, you always give that sorry, but you're really sorry when you get the point.
Oh, wow. Nice defense.
Good at the defense.
Oh, a little too fast.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Jeff is like, I don't think so.
The beauty of pickleball, and then you can see if you're watching this game, is that yes, you can run into people that are very big and very powerful, but this game really has two very important aspects that you need to dominate. One is the short game, which is a dinking game.
Yes.
And you can counter a lot of that power and range that a big, strong person will have with a very short, very controlled game.
Absolutely. It becomes a little chess match with trying to set it up with the softer balls, get a ball that is popped up.
And that's...
It's got everybody there.
Try to get my racket out of the way.
Speaking of, that was a ball that Sue popped up and not to the right person, because Jeff sent it sailing right to us here.
Yeah, he's since the first game, he's really tried to get himself in position to take care of those higher balls.
Right, and that's the coordination between the two players. You know, everyone on your team, you understand your strengths, what their weaknesses are, and sometimes, even though the court is divided into quadrants, you may move in and out based on the strengths of your partner. Whoa.
Oh. That could have been a shot of the day if he had made that one.
Oh, that was amazing. He was pretty close, too, to landing it.
I know. And it's been great to see with these two pairs the communication that goes on. Kind of before, during, and after points.
Wow.
Not happy about that one. Missed opportunity.
They're clearly going over Barbara with lobs.
Yes, they have done.
But Jeff is on, I already know, there's another one. And speaking of communication, there was a little bit of a break there in communication.
So he probably should have stayed, and it looked like Barbara was going to cover the open area of the court, and they just got a little...
That's exactly what happened, yeah.
Those are hard ones.
That's part of the game.
It is.
It's part of the game. And sometimes that ball can land in a way where it just barely nicks the line, and it can be subjective.
We're gonna switch them in and go out.
Okay, good. A
little discussion with the umpire. I'm not sure what that was.
I think it had to do with that line call. And there's a particular set of rules as to when the call is made. But typically, on the side that the ball lands, that team makes the call.
Yes.
But if they don't see it, they can ask the other team if they saw the ball.
Yeah. And once you do that, you kind of said, I don't know, and potentially will lose the point.
Right.
And it's hard when the person on the opposite side of the court makes that call. And smart move, taking a timeout right now, trying to readjust.
Try to break that momentum.
Yes.
It really does. It's in a lot of sports you see this. I'm a big racquetball fan, and timeouts are very, very important and underutilized part of the game.
They are.
Many times need to break that momentum.
Yeah.
Like you said, reset, talk about what is working, what is not, what to try.
Yes.
And you just break out of that.
Right, and even as you're making those adjustments as a team who calls a timeout, you're trying to break the momentum of the other team, kind of cool them down a little bit.
Absolutely. Sometimes just to dry off the sweat, the towel, with some water. Just
take a deep breath. So now, because this is the third game of the match, they are switching sides at 6. And it does make a difference on the far side. You've got the cameras, you've got people standing behind, so it can be a little bit of a distraction for folks.
It's actually so true. I typically don't like to see anything else in the background to help me focus.
And the fans have been pretty good about waiting to move back and forth until the point's over. They're a really good defensive team. Well, Barb was very happy she missed that one because that was out.
I must admit, when I play Barbara, that's what I try to do. I try to lob her.
That's a good. She's taking those returns coming in. And Sue has no fear. She's just gonna nail it.
Yeah, that's a good body shot.
Yeah.
That Barbara, I don't know, maybe could have let go because it was pretty high.
That lob is not gonna work. But again, this team is so good playing defense, Sue and Ryan. So Barbara just reminded her partner maybe to go down the middle a little bit more. Great play. It might take the angles away, may cause some confusion with the team if you keep pounding that middle, and then set yourself up for the next shot.
Absolutely. It's a very safe place to hit. That was a nice...
Yeah. Jeff decided I'm
done with
charge.
this.
Yes.
That's right.
3-8-1. It's 3-8-1.
They got a mountain to climb, but it's possible.
Yeah.
This is...
Great hands.
Oh.
It's a tough one. Got it set up. Had the ball that you want, and maybe feeling pressure that you have to hit more than you actually do.
Right. We're certainly trying to place it very nice and softly down the line. We didn't... Sue has a tendency to stay back.
She does, which is kind of an interesting play. You don't see that
actually
as much.
I know someone referred to it as the I formation in pickleball.
Yeah.
But I guess that requires a nice, speedy or tall person up front.
Well, and you've got to be pretty quick to be able to do that as well if they can drop it on your side of the court, or that your partner can cover the majority of that space. Nice dig by
There you
Barbara.
go. Nice Barbara. Nice defense. And that's the beautiful touch. Beautiful touch.
So Ryan actually called that on himself, that he got it on the second bounce. So that was...
I love when people do that.
I know.
Not try
It's
to.
sportsmanship. Since there aren't, we've got an official who's calling the score, but they aren't calling lines.
Oh, beautiful play there.
We had it set up.
How Sue was ready to back up Brian on that shot.
Yes,
the
for
ball
sure.
passed Brian, and Sue was right there to pick it up. Beautiful play.
The other side has 9 points. Time to stop the momentum again.
Oh, beautiful. Oh, he's got a paddle on it.
Really digging in here. They've got the serve back. See if they can make something happen here.
I'm glad I'm not playing in this group.
I think I'd be done if I was with this group.
I would wear probably a vest, football helmet. Although even getting hit by this ball is not too bad.
It's surprising with the actors they've been. Nobody's gotten hit.
Yeah, that's true.
592.
Oh, very nice defense. I typically don't get nervous if the opponent hit 10. How about you?
It's kind of like you're hoping.
At 9, I'm like, okay, I can still hang in there. At 10, oh boy.
I tell you what, sometimes when they're up and maybe I'm down a lot, I think to myself, boy, wouldn't it be great? This would be the greatest comeback ever.
But the thing is that after you play for a while, you will have those games.
Yes.
You will have the games where you've been down a lot to a very little score, and you come back, and the beauty of those games is that you start to believe that it can happen.
Yeah.
And so even though you're down, you believe that you can do it, and a lot of times that positive mentality is enough to carry you through.
Yeah, because it plays games with the other teams if you're starting to. So that was the game.
Oh, that was a beautiful point.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Nice point. So I think they are going to have to play again.
No, this is what I'm like.
I know, it's crazy.
I know.
Yeah.
You gotta beat them and beat them and beat them if you want that gold.
With the double elimination, you really do. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Hey, Ed.
Thank
nice
you.
to be here. Nice to see you, Ed.
Thank you all. Great. I can't believe you're bumping me. Come on, man. Hey, man. Hi. Good. Thanks again for doing this. Okay. Yeah, I do.
They play one more. They play the final. Keep going.
So do you want me to come back later?
I think it's. Good afternoon, Ashley. How you doing today?
Good, Lennon. I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing lovely. So, tell me, what have you been hearing about how the game's been going so far?
You know, I'm hearing great reports. Everybody's having a lot of fun. Great competition. Nothing but good sportsmanship all the way around. The weather has not 100% cooperated with us this year, though.
No, and the good thing about it is that we were able to have a contingency plan using Jack McLean, using Walker Ford. So at least for pickleball, I know I heard the swimming was canceled until next week, but at least for pickleball, it's been going good.
Yeah, I'm glad we had the backup plan. I'm glad everybody was able to adapt. We have had to move a few other events around and postpone them, but I'm confident we'll be able to get them in. And it's so exciting to see everybody out here with the pickleball. I mean, what a great sport. It's somewhat new to not everybody in our community is familiar with it yet. And so I'm hoping that a lot of people have been watching today and learning about it and are going to want to sign up for some of your great classes and clinics and lessons if they like what they see.
Yeah, and the good thing is that a lot of people have been doing that too, just a word of mouth and just been seen around the community. So it's been working out really good in that regard. I mean, a matter of fact, there's a lot of people in the games now that I've never seen before. They're coming from far, Pensacola. They're coming from places like Port St. Joe. So we have a few people from out of town who are now playing our senior games. So that's the popularity is really coming on, at least for Tallahassee.
That's great. Well, we know it's one of the most fastest growing sports around. We're excited. We continue to expand our inventory and our opportunities for places for people to play. I know we've got 6 more courts that are about to open up this summer at the new Southeast Park that I know everybody's excited about. I really like the fact that we've got some good beginner clinics for people. We've got advanced beginner, we've got intermediate, kind of wherever you are in your stage of the game, we've got something for you. And we've got great staff on board. The staff at our community centers here have been so helpful and welcoming. Your staff that help with teaching the lessons in the clinics, I mean, it's really all the way around. I think it's been great having pickleball here in town.
Yeah, I mean, and when we first started, remember, it was just me doing a lot of the pickleball stuff. Now we hired like 4 instructors. Some of them on the show today, talking about some of the good things they've been experiencing. As a matter of fact, some of them have been playing the senior games. Just recently, we just did the courts at Winthrop Park. Now we're able to, at some point we're going to open up to the general public, right? So that'll be good.
We are trying to provide multi-purpose use of as many of the courts in town as we feel like we can, so that whether it's tennis, whether it's pickleball, whatever your sport is, we want to try to provide as many opportunities for the citizens to be able to use those facilities in a way that that works for them. So we're excited about that. Of course, at Winthrop Park being renovated, just in general, they needed it so badly. So we were happy to be able to add pickleball lines when we got those courts finished. So it's been really great.
Yeah. Well, good. Well, this 13th annual Pickleball Senior Games has been really good, and we just thank you for all the things you've been doing to helping us through the process.
My pleasure, and congratulations to all the competitors and all those folks, the volunteers that helped put the games on. Congratulations to everybody.
All right, thank you.